Boom. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. We are live on a terrific Tuesday night. We are the Wrestling for Life Network, and we have NXT on tap tonight. It's going to be a fun one, folks. We got lots to get into. It's going to be a dusty night around here, and I'm not just talking about TK's tweets. We got lots and lots to get into. It's going to be a fun one, folks. Make sure you hit like and subscribe. But strap in, strap on, grab your snacks, grab your feel good. Me and that pretty face got so much to get into. It's going to be a good one. Let's go. Ding, 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 folks. We're live and back at it again. Like I said, we are the Wrestling for Life Network. We are the channel that just covers more live wrestling than anybody else out there. And no matter who tries to do what we do, nobody can do it like we do. And we welcome everyone back. I hope the week is going well for everyone out there. I see over 30 people already popping off and in the chat. So, yeah, I see a lot of something on their mind, but we're going to get into it. We got 2+ hours of wrestling coverage tonight. As I said, click like, click subscribe, be a part of the fun. But I will remind you, I am Mr. Every Night KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube, and that is Big Nick.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Wrestling for Life Network proudly brings to you its YouTube tag stream champions of the world, the Every Night Delight KJ White. I am Big Nick, and I realized one thing, my guy. I figured out who Drew McIntyre should actually be mad at. It shouldn't be Seth. Shouldn't be CM Punk because of his return. Should be his fellow 3MB bandmate, Jinder Mahal, who in the week that he's came back has been in a segment, or the 2 weeks he's came back, has been in a segment with The Rock, has been called out and gotten a world title shot, and now is the most talked about thing on Twitter.
I hope Jinder Mahal sends Tony Khan some flowers. We're going to talk all about the circumstances. If those who don't know, those who are not on Twitter, good for you, by the way.
God bless you. God bless you.
Yeah, absolutely. But we will talk about the latest controversy, or I don't know what I don't even know what to call it at this point, but the latest mess.
It's a controversy. All right. It starts with a KH instead of a CO.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But we are going to get into the Dusty Classic kicking off tonight. Couple big matches in the tournament. Plus, we got 2 women's matches that I'm looking forward to. A lot going on NXT. We will talk about NXT. We will be here to cover all of it. But we got some time to kill. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about the quiet Tuesday that it was. And out of left field, it all went to shit real quick, my friend.
Don't hinder the Jinder.
Don't hinder the Jinder.
He broke the one knee rule.
Is now, I just saw a clip of like Bad Bunny in Puerto Rico coming out for the entrance, and it was captioned Jinder coming out to Raw on Monday.
Absolutely.
Right? Like, come on now. But yeah, so I guess whoever's running the USA Network Twitter account, X account, puts out a little kind of, what was the cage match rating? A little jab. If you know, and you get it. And TK couldn't help himself. And in an attempt to make himself look cool and badass and like he was cooking, he shot himself in the foot. Now he's taking shots from everywhere. He like fucking Neo in the middle of the fucking pileup. Like, it's not good for him right now.
Yeah, well, he's trying to dodge that shit like Neo. Instead, he's just getting lit up like my man's from RoboCop there. Just da-da-da-da.
So where do you want to start with this? I know the first question, and actually you put it out on Twitter as well, was this ever an outrage situation? I don't remember any outrage. If anyone in the chat remembers it, did you see outrage about Hook challenging Joe?
No, we were here for it and excited about it. And even with Jinder last night, we weren't even bothered by Jinder taking on Seth because we're kind of like, well, he has to take on somebody, and he's a former world champion, and Jinder actually kind of looks pretty decent here and everything. But for those who don't know, who thankfully aren't on Twitter, God bless you. You're doing yourselves a favor more than you know.
Yeah.
And remember, folks, this is the same company that their world champion at one point, MJF, said this is 7% of wrestling audience. So this is how your owner of your company acts to 7% of your wrestling audience.
And again, the saddest part about all this for me is that it's an attempt. I think Tony thinks he's doing well. He's endearing himself. And what he ends up doing, Nick, is more harm than good. He actually puts the WWE over more and gets more interest, more love, more praise. Like, have you seen Jinder Mahal praised like this ever? You and I were debating Jinder Mahal yesterday. Now today we're like, go Jinder, give him the belt.
Well, I was going to say, there's a couple comments now that I already want to click on, and shout out to everybody in the chat.
Get into it.
Well, trust me, I appreciate it. We'll get to you as much as we can, but we do have the super chats and the super stickers and all that. But we got a lot of things to talk about. Kevin saying, who said Tony Khan don't create stars? You saw today Tony Khan make Jinder Mahal a legend.
Well played.
You get a star.
You get a star.
The TLD said, did anyone ever really answer USA Network's original question? Fantastic. You get a star.
Oh, man.
So I'll read off the initial tweet. I'll read off the first two tweets here that really sparked everything off.
It's the best shit.
I don't know which one came first or not, so I'll just go in order of the timeline.
Chicken or the egg? We're going to find out.
Well, because there's one. Yeah, because he initially was responding. He was quote tweeting USA Network, which said, what was the cage match rating? Which was in response to Raj Giri talking about the segment between Jinder and Seth from last night's Monday Night Raw.
Yep.
And so Tony tweets out, a moral victory for USA and one win more than their world title challenger Jinder Mahal has in the past 364 days, because it has been literally a full year since he won a match. You really put AW in our place getting Jinder Mahal in a big match on your TV show. Do it more often.
Yeah, that was enough.
Well, then there's another tweet again.
Let's go.
Because he can't shut up enough. Followed by a double standard. Then he brings in Hook into this. So Hook's just out here just trying to be quiet and eat his potato chips.
Right. Trying to get himself over.
Hook's 28-1 career record on winning streaks, or on winning streak, calls out the champ. A logical challenge sparks online outrage. From who, sir? Who? Jinder has literally lost every single match he's in for the past year, immediately gets a title shot. Where is the rage? AW Dynamite or hashtag AW Dynamite tomorrow on TBS.
How many times have we been live and one of us has said, dear Tony Khan, say less.
Right.
Just say less. If he says less, he saves himself the headache. And I love this by Juan of, what a time to be alive in sports entertainment. I mean, technically we're keeping sports entertainment alive with this shit. But yeah, Tony's shooting himself in the foot a lot by just say less, because what happens is Hook gets ridiculed and buried by this, by the fans, not necessarily by the diehard faithful skid marks of AEW, but the general wrestling population now has to tell you reasons why Hook versus Jinder is a thing. It ends up being a problem. It ends up hurting what you're trying to do, and it's only helping what they're trying to do.
Right. Well, I've seen some people, and I don't want to say any names, Fightful, that's really gone to bat for Tony with all of this about of comparing it to in the 90s when we would have DX show up at WCW in the tank, and then when we'd have Bischoff calling out WWE on Nitro, and he's just going at his competition.
No.
And why are you mad at it? No one's mad at it. This is just embarrassing and hilarious at the same time. No one is upset. No one was outraged to start all of this except for Tony Khan. And so now the entire world is pointing and laughing at the 14-year-old throwing a hissy fit on a message board.
Absolutely. And again, he loves it. And to compare this to DX showing up with a tank, or, Bischoff calling out finishes, that's when the two companies were going toe to toe. This isn't that. Tony isn't that. Tony isn't fucking Ted Turner.
Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off, but valid point that no one mentions in this is they did it on TV to draw fucking ratings.
And that's the major difference with this, is they are accomplishing something. They were making people pay attention. And this is not that. This is not the same. Take this man, sell your device. I know you, me, and Anthony were chatting today, and it was all laughter. It wasn't outrage. It's not anger. We're not mad. Then you see like Dustin Rhodes tweet out like, relax with the tribalism. It's your fucking leader. It's your dude. It's your general that's causing this type of shit.
That's the thing. Nobody was saying anything, and we can get back to our original talking point there of where was the outrage about Hook challenging Joe? Where was the outrage about even Jinder challenging Seth? There was no outrage until Tony wouldn't shut the fuck up.
Like, and here's the thing, in all due respect to Hook is pretty much a rookie. 28-1, I think, is his career record. Never mind his aid. Like, that's his career is 30 matches. He's just I can't wait to see this guy in NXT, I'll be honest. But Jinder, former world champion, has main evented, has a big deal, has been a big deal, has a big following. And again, yes, was there a whole lot of build to it? No, but you insert him in a situation and then you find the reason to have the fight. Seth and Jinder have history, but then when you make comments like this, well, everybody goes digging. What about Abaddon getting a title shot out of left field that wasn't involved in Halloween? What about Danny Garcia fighting MJF when he was 3-10? Like, it's fucking ridiculous.
I was going to say, do we want to talk about the Eric Bischoff getting involved in this as well?
Oh, Eric Bischoff. Everyone, Taz tweeted, back to Jinder. This is excellent.
Jinder's tweet was one of the best of who the fuck is
that was the best shit ever. But that's how I believe big names, like I know there's crossover, but there is a large contingent of people in WWE who have no idea who the fuck these AEW talent are. No offense, but they don't. And it was golden.
Absolutely. Well, and I would argue, honestly, people will probably, if you wanted to go by anybody being upset, people are probably more upset about Jinder taking on Seth than Hook challenging Joe.
Yeah.
So you're mad about nothing even more.
Right? Yeah, we debated whether or not Jinder should be here, and we understood, similar to Hook taking on Joe. Nobody thinks either of these two guys are going to dethrone the champion, but it's something for the champion to do in the meantime. I'm okay with it. It works. It makes sense. Right? There's no problem there. Like, this is such a non-issue that just, I think Tony's either bored, annoyed for the wrong reasons. Well, I don't get it.
There was people saying, I saw a few people throw out there that I guess this is a sign he didn't sign the deal with Mercedes there, because it seems like anytime that something kind of doesn't go the way Tony wants it, it gets, Twitter fingers turn into trigger fingers. He just starts going off on Twitter.
Yeah, it seems that way. Now, it would be funny correlation if it does come out that it's, definitely the case, that ends up being the case. And this was the response. And again, the same thing we saw when NXT went up against AEW on the Tuesday Night War, and he just acts like a fucking child. And again, I know there's skid marks out there that just want to put him over, want to give 11 out of 10 for a World's End that sucked. You were coming off a horrible pay-per-view. Your company is puttering. Your ratings are down. Your ticket sales are down. Yet you're going to put yourself in this position and continue to make yourself and the people that work for you look bad. There's no need for it.
We're about to kick off with NXT. Trust me,
there's
going to be plenty more to talk about.
I got now.
I'll let you know when I get now.
Forever.
I have then. We're still waiting on the now. I got now. Forever.
There we go, folks. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I know Nick and I are rambling a little. This is a bit of a hot topic, and we're having a lot of fun with it. But welcome to the stream. Welcome to the channel. We're open to debate. If you are on Tony Khan's side, I want to hear it. If you're not, if you think it's dumb, I think even within the tribe, there's people that are like, oh, no, not again. But all that being said, Nick, sorry, but we're getting into NXT. We will cover NXT and continue to talk about this. So do not go anywhere. It's going to be a fun one.
Yeah, if you were tuning in for NXT, don't worry. We're still going to talk NXT. Mm-hmm. But I just find it weird that Tony was more passionate about Jinder Mahal challenging for the world title than sexual harassment allegations in his locker room. But
Wow.
that might just be me.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, that's a fair way to put it. I mean, prioritize. Like, what do you care? And if Jinder Mahal fighting Seth is bad for WWE, let them shoot them. Let them make
Right.
that mistake. Let them do it. Shut up. Just let them do it. It helps you until you help them.
Right. Focus in house. All you've done is made Jinder the biggest babyface in pro wrestling right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's funny as shit. He might get cheers on Monday. But Damien, looking forward to some stuff. As always, more stuff. Absolutely. We are all the way into that. Bonkers, hello. Alexis, C Money, Ringsider Anthony, of course. Jim Carney, one of my favorite names in the chat. Juan, Bobby Reyes, Ronnie Hood. Who else we got? Ermin's here. Vance is here. Boston's here. Chambers is here. I think I said that. TLD, TJ, Chris, Juan, more Juans.
Brandon, CX99, Stevens in the chat. I'm trying to see if we miss anybody. Two dudes with attitude. There we go.
I like it. The Kurt, Fox tweeting. I didn't see this, and I think it was you or Anthony that pointed it out to me.
Yeah,
that is awesome.
I was going to say already before this, lately the USA Network's Twitter has just been a troll account, and it's been hilarious. So it's been like whenever, for this is going to make me sound old, but when Wendy's used to really kind of go at other like fast food restaurants and everything, that's been USA Network on Twitter. And they managed to go a billionaire petulant child into put more egg on his company's face.
Well, that's what I mean when we talked earlier about like billionaires don't care about this and da-da-da. And I think somebody made the comparison to Elon Musk. Elon Musk doesn't care. He's a billionaire and he just does him. He took over Twitter. Everybody was outraged. He just did him. Didn't care. Didn't give a shit. Fucked with people because he could. The difference with this billionaire is he's not really the billionaire. It was his father. And he cares. He's in the trenches. He's in the deep. He's going to war and he cares. He fucking cares about all of this nonsense. He's reading Cage Match. He's a billionaire putting on a show and he's reading Cage Match. You think Trips is looking at Cage Match for how they're doing?
But that's the thing, is that's what makes this such a typical Tony thing of this man lives and breathes by he lives and breathes by, interactions and engagement online. That's how he's a child of the message board era, and he's refused to give it up. And yes, we've got Blair Davenport versus Nikita Lyons kicking off. They were fighting from the parking lot, folks.
Yeah, I thought that was a replay, but we've kicked off the show, folks. Nikita Lyons and Blair Davenport are already at it. So we will take a prediction on every single match tonight. We will take a rating out of 10 at the end of the night. Get in that chat. Let us know what's up. And we'll continue to follow the story that is Tony Khan as we go here. It might be a late one.
It's just a hilarity. But so who you taking, sir? Who you taking?
Oh, you know who I'm taking. Come on,
Nikita.
Now. Absolutely.
Fair enough. So I got to agree with you out the gate. We've already been agreeable so far, I guess. I'll take Nikita. Screw it. Give me Blair.
All right.
It'll be interesting to see what they do coming out of this.
Yes. But it's good.
Double stomp to the back from Blair on and Nikita.
Nasty. After Ginger's tweeted, I said give him and I think Anthony put it out on X of give the man the title. Fuck it. Let's go. Like
Right.
I actually think that when
and stomp to the back.
Sorry. Nikita grabbing her knee right away.
Not a good look. At least she's not looking out, coming out here looking like, Prince Ali, fabulous, with like the whole genie outfit like last week. She's making them things do them things, if you know what I mean. But Juan's got the Lioness. J-Boy saying, I liked Nikita for the win, Nikita for winning, simp for Nikita, Nikita for the win, Nikita Lyons. In our day, we had to buy stamps and send hate mail through the postal service.
Oh my God, right? Like shit. right? I remember like just when like chat rooms started becoming a thing, and again, it's a completely different world. All this hate and that took days. You're like, I wonder what he thought about what I said. You had to wait for like a month.
But that's why, though, I think our generation doesn't act the type of fool on Twitter or on the X or anything like that, because you actually had to say that shit to somebody's face.
Yeah,
You couldn't sit there and message it to them. You couldn't text it to them. Christ, you could email it. So you could barely start to email it to them.
right.
You had to actually say that shit on the school bus and just, now you got to stand your ground.
You gotta
You
pick
got to
your
literally be
spots,
standing
right?
on business.
It's too funny, but it's facts, right? Like if you weren't ready, and I think that's what this is. I mean, in that sense of, Tony Khan gets to be brave on a keyboard, but he doesn't have the ammunition to back it up. And on the other side of it, though, he plays victim. Oh, all this hate for us. No matter what we do, people hate us. You're loading the guns and handing them to the people targeting you. Like, it is dumb shit.
Tony Khan, and I think this might fit across AW fans. Well, the diehard, the front line, I'll put it that way, because we're AW fans as well. We're pro wrestling fans, is the way I like to put it. Is he has a martyr syndrome. He constantly has to be the victim in some situation. We already talked about it to start off the show. No one was mad about anything except for Tony.
Yeah. I didn't honestly see any of the rage, but you're 100% right. He's definitely got this fucking snowflakey mentality of, everything is done to him. Oh, it's because we're the challenger brand. No, it's because you won't shut the fuck up. And everything you say like this, there's intelligent answers to why you look bad. And that's the thing. The comebacks from a lot of the people.
That was a big botch of a kick. Sorry. Nikita went for the spinning head kick and just missed by a country mile.
She ate a drop kick. This match, they just did before the belly to back, there was a sloppy suplex as well. Again, Nikita showing a little bit of her clunkiness, a little bit of her greenness.
Yeah, she's always been high. I didn't mean to cut you off, but she's always been really highly praised since they kind of brought her in. But she's never had the cleanest matches. She kind of gets over respectfully because she's Nikita versus her in-ring work.
Yeah, I think a lot of people see the potential in her, and more than just her potential, I would argue. But yeah, I think at the end of the day, that's part of this developmental process. Can she become more than just a look, more than just a style, more than just the surface level stuff? Can she get in the ring?
I think they're more focused on what's behind her than what's in front of her. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, well, again, she takes a chop block, and Blair can go. We've already seen Blair put on bangers, so
right.
Oh wow!
Hey! That was a weird way to end that match, because it just became like Nikita just really starting to sell the knee, and then I don't remember what. Oh, they're going to give us the replay of what Blair hit.
Yeah,
just a simple chop block, and that's what ends the match.
Essentially,
or no,
the shitty V trigger finish. I don't like it. I don't like those knees to the. There's so many moves, but it is Blair with a big win. Nikita down. Interesting.
That finish seems like it was completely out of nowhere. Like that was like a go home, get the fuck out of here. Somebody might actually be hurt.
They're getting the wrap it up light.
Yeah, they're getting that shit.
Right. So now we're getting the package for the beginning of the Dusty Rhodes Classic.
Absolutely, baby. We got the Dusty Rhodes Classic, baby, out here. It's going to be supercalifragilisticexpialidocious up in here, baby.
Yeah, I can tell the TK thing's hot because it took you 24 minutes to give me that. So
yeah, well, I told you beforehand. I was waiting.
Right, Blair. NXT needs a parking lot match. NXT needs a parking lot attendant. Someone to keep an eye on.
They need a valet, something. They need more lights out there.
Right.
Security, something.
Come on now. But yeah, well, this package plays. I think C Money nailed my sentiment more than anything else, and that's why I talked about earlier. Say less. We talked about it. I saw some people tweeting this out as well, and it's great as far as is this one? Yeah, So, USA Network can run a Twitter account. Please spend more time booking and less time losing Twitter fans or Twitter wars. Here's the thing. Book your women's division better. Book your pay-per-views better. Book your shows better. Take more time to build the brand. Market it better. Spend less time doing this shit and spend more time doing the shit that's going to benefit AEW, that's going to benefit the AEW fans, that's going to make us happier to tune into your product. You can't give us World's End, and then go pick fights with people online. You need to focus on not giving us another World's End.
Yeah, but that's the thing is to him, that show was great. Everything was great.
Right.
Great. So he sees no problem, but someone literally needs to pull him aside and just be, whether it's Shad Khan, whether it's Danielson, somebody has to pull this man aside and fucking have a come to Jesus talk with him like there. Quit focusing your time on Twitter and going back and forth with company accounts and fucking people with 14 followers online and shit, and focus on the product that is what the company's built on, you dumb fuck.
100%, my guy. And we are in commercial break, folks. And again, I know this has been a bit TK heavy. We will be back tomorrow for AEW Homecoming. And I think I found this out after you left last night. But World's End, 2 8-person tag matches. Homecoming now, 2 8-man and an 8-woman tag match tomorrow. Again, I'm still struggling. This is the shit he should be focusing on and doing better.
But with this one, they halfway get a pass because this one was all those two. I think I've seen that they're tributes to Brody Lee. That's why it's
wait, why?
And because that's all they have. That's all they have.
But why now?
Because they don't have anything else to fucking stand on.
It was that's what it birthday? Is.
I think it will.
Like Brody passed away between Christmas and New Year's, correct?
Yes.
So was that not the time to honor Brody Lee? Like, I mean, you can do it anytime you want, but how do you honor Brody Lee with 2 shitty tag matches? That doesn't honor anybody.
Well, it's because Anna Jay's in one, and she was one of Brody's picks. It's supposed to be this whole thing. I'm trying to make sense of Tony Khan's convoluted bullshit, okay?
All right.
Right. Well, he was talking about how they're teaming up with, top stars throughout the history of AEW, all 4 or 5 years of it. It basically that he gave -1 the fucking booking pen because even he could probably book a show better than Tony Khan.
But you think you would do that on the anniversary of the man's passing or around the anniversary or his now if his birthday is this week, fine. But again, seems arbitrary, seems out of left field. Yeah, maybe you let -1 book it, and that's what you tell people. You do a little Twitter video instead of picking on Jinder Mahal and burying Hook. You let -1 go. These are the 8 people I'd like to see in a match. Yeah, okay, I can get behind that, but I didn't get that correlation reading any of the marketing that's gone out for this week.
Even as I say that, if it's supposed to be a tribute to Brody and everything like that, then talk about that instead of goddamn Jinder Mahal, who doesn't work for you.
We've talked more about Jinder Mahal in the last 10 days than we have in the last 2 years.
100%, honestly. And props to Jinder. Tony broke the one meme rule. You don't hinder the Jinder.
You can't do it. Pumped for the Dusty Classic. Yeah, I am as well. A lot of interesting angles, a little bit of intrigue here. Of course, the new best friends in Bron and Corbin. I mean, I love Gallus, but I think they're about to lose to 2 singles here.
Really?
Yeah, we got Axiom Fraser teaming up, which I don't think they should go far, but they probably will.
I got Trick and Carmelo backstage right now.
I'm with you, 0-1.
Yeah, I managed to backslide into that one.
I mean, it would be very interesting. A lot of people thought she was going to show up last week. Now people are saying she might show up this week on AEW. I don't know. Eric Bischoff thinks it doesn't matter if she shows up because they'll just bury her anyway.
Yeah, no bet. Has Jim's just letting us know his prediction now after the match has been done for about 10 minutes.
That delayed internet.
Right. CM CX, I like this. I want to start because I feel like I want to come back to that at some point. In y'all's opinion, what does Nikita need to work on?
I think she has to simplify. Or you want to come back to it?
Well, we can do it now. Right now,
Yeah.
I just got Carmelo and Trick
Chit-chatting. What was the
Yeah.
good news? Okay. So Carmelo seems to be throwing hurdles at his friend, if we're following the trend here.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what exactly it is they're talking about. Like, are they going to be in the Dusty Classic or something?
Okay.
I'm wondering though, because we talked.
Yeah, he's talking about tag team championships. That's crazy.
Because I was wondering if it was just going to be how big the Dusty was going to be, because they haven't announced a whole bracket. They've just announced these two matchups.
Yep. And here comes Gallus.
But so here, as Gallus is coming out, Nikita, what does she need to work on?
She needs to simplify. I think she's trying to be so everything. Like, she wants to do the high kick. She wants to be, she's got to play to her strengths. She's a, how do I put this nicely? She a bigger lady. She got size. She's got a physicality to her. Work on those, she's trained to throw those punches. Work on what your strengths are. Lean into your strength. Stop trying to do everything, because you end up doing nothing. And I do wonder what her cardio is like. Maybe she needs a little more cardio. Look, watching this match here tonight, as the match went on, she seemed to get sloppier, which would indicate fatigue to me.
Well, she also hasn't been back for.
Carmelo
so it is Chase U versus Lowell, Carmelo and Trick versus Social Gathering, Idris and Enofe, Hank and Tank. So we're getting half the bracket tonight, half the bracket next week.
Okay. As here comes Corbin.
I actually really like Corbin, especially in NXT. I think this might help him get back up main roster, mid card. But yeah, I think Corbin to me is one of those guys that seems to just kind of get where he is. He's meant to still be that kind of mid-level, mid-tier boss guy, but still help get people over. And if you look at the man's Instagram, the man's winning outside of the ring anyways. Man's out here drinking fine whiskeys and eating Wagyu steaks. So
right. But I think with Corbin, and you hit it, I think he's been a really good soldier. Whatever you've asked Corbin to do over the last 10 years or 7 years, whatever it's been, the man has done it. You want me to pour dog food on Roman? I'll do it. You want me to be corporate Corbin? I'll do it. You want me to be stupid, slap happy Corbin? I'll do it. He seems like a good soldier. And I don't know, a lot of people lost kind of faith in him. But again, he shows up, he shows out. I like him. I'd like to see him work back in. And I mean, he's got time. He's not pushing 50 by any stretch.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, he was the fucking bulletproof vest for when he was Constable Corbin and everyone was hating on the actual authorities booking. They just sat there and got to get off scot-free and blame it all on Corbin. And he just sat there and took it.
Yeah.
He got a mustard-stained t-shirt over.
He did. And he was a victim of that. Like, that whole mustard-stained t-shirt angle was working. And then Vince, being Vince, was like, fuck it, you won the lottery, now you're happy. And you're like, oh, come on, bro.
And of course, Vince pulled out the term madcap because everyone really remembered what that fucking stood for.
Yeah, you're madcap, pal.
Right.
But ding, ding, we will take your predictions. You got Gallus or you got Corbin and Breaker, and I don't think we can bet against Corbin and Breaker in this one.
I'm surprised you're going with Corbin and Breaker. I thought for sure you would have stayed with your Scottish brother in there, your bloodline, and gone with Gallus here.
Pick with your brain, not your heart, my guy. And that's that one right there.
Hey,
I did that in the first match.
Take notes. Book with your brain, not your heart.
Right, exactly. And I did that in the first match. I went with my heart, not my head. Well, maybe the wrong one, but I was on that. And I was wrong. So Corbin and Breaker have to win. It sets the angle up the way you expect it to.
Yeah. Fair. Well, do they break up, or does this kind of keep? You've talked about this before. Does this keep Bron out of the main roster and everything while there's not something particularly there for him?
Yeah, it's a good point. It keeps them busy. They could win this whole damn thing and go on to challenge your tag champions.
And you've got him right there with somebody who's been at the top of the card, has been in feuds with Roman Reigns and shit like that. So So I've got Corbin and Mark Coffey right now in the ring. We got Corbin crew, Team Corbin, says Kyle. Damien, I love Corbin. I love Lamp. A. Jobson taking Corbin. Paul saying this should be the final match. No, final match is going to be them versus Trick
Carmelo.
Yeah. And you're going to wonder who's going to turn on who.
Mm-hmm. Is it was the Dusty Rhodes Classic always this short of a tournament? Like, quarterfinals. Like, I feel like it was longer for some reason back when. Maybe less time to get it all.
Maybe when they first initially kind of did it. But I feel like it was never super long. I'm glad that there's a whole other half to the bracket because I thought it was going to be just these two matches. Then I thought it would have been really short as we're in commercial break dose, I believe. But yeah, I thought it was. I'm just glad there's a whole other half because I thought it was going to be just two matches and we'd have it the final decided tonight.
Right. Well, here we go.
Right.
By the way, I heard Bron and Cora have split. Yeah, I saw this going around. I try not to dive. You and I don't dive into this shit very often, but
I don't care.
Yeah, as long as it's not fucking up the wrestling, do you, boo boo?
Right. Well, even then, is it fucking up my relationship? No. Then I don't care. It's like Jinder out here with this whole situation. I just instantly thought of the 50 Cent clip of what he say fuck me for.
Yeah. What did I do?
Why he say fuck me? What did I do?
And listen, going back to that, I mean, does it not feel like it feels so eerily similar? Even then we couldn't help but point out, like, you're really gonna take pot shots at fucking John Cena and the Undertaker, huh?
You're gonna call Triple H the bald asshole?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see how that goes. See how that works out for you.
Yeah, it's not going well. It's not going well. And for the people out there like, oh, TK's cooking, look at him roasting these. Are you nuts? Like, do you eat paint chips? What is happening? Why do you not see it? Like, why is there people like, I get it, you love AEW, but you gotta be honest. Come on, guys. A little bit.
Well, I like Corey just had a here. I have to defend TK here. Never mind. Anyways, what's good?
Corey, that's great.
Right. Kyle, what up? CX99. I don't care. I look at it like, oh, okay, wrestlers do wild. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need to care about wrestlers' personal lives. I don't care about celebrities' personal lives. I have hard enough time worrying about my own personal lives. I don't need to give a shit about other people's personal lives.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just don't fuck up my day. Do whatever makes you do you.
Seriously. Again, no one was mad at Tony, and he just decided he wanted to fuck up everybody else's day.
No kidding. Dave Meltzer spends most of his time defending Tony Khan on Twitter. Dave Meltzer's the worst kind of friend. He's the one that's like, yeah, I'll defend you when you're around, but then I'll actually be fucking you worse than your enemies are at the end of the day. He's that guy that's slowly digging the knife into your back as he's there acting like your homie. Like, that is the problem with Meltzer. And Meltzer lets shit slide and does criticize Tony. And we've said for months, Tony's got to get as far away from Dave Meltzer as humanly possible. This guy is a cancer.
Well, I don't say that around AEW, because the last person they said that about actually turned out to be very much not the problem, I think we can say. No, I think they're just two sinking ships passing each other on Twitter. They're both just fucking crashing and burning here. Tony's never had any credibility, and all of Meltzer's credibility is gone now.
Yeah. Will there be a women's Dusty? There was last year.
I think if you do it, you have to include main roster because unless it's for the world title.
I feel like what was
you look that up. Verify. I've got a 2 count with Corbin as Wolfgang breaks it up. Ooh. This very much does seem like a match, though, that would be more the semifinal versus the final, or versus a opening match, I would say, with it being Gallus versus, two kind of top guys. Oh, deep six. Baron hits the deep six on a Mark Coffey.
2002, they did a women's, but nothing listed for 2023. If we want to remember, Io Sky Shirai at the time and Kaylee Ray won the tournament. Not
How
Kylie,
about that
Kaylee.
name coming up right now? And the crowd went silent.
They beat Wendy Chu and Dakota Kai.
When the fuck have we seen Wendy Chu recently, honestly?
We have not seen Wendy Chu. This is March back in I believe 2022. Yeah, 2022.
So when she comes back and challenges for like the NXT Women's World Championship, should we expect a tweet from Tony Khan about how that's bullshit?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny. That's 21.
Well,
no, Dakota Kai and Raquel won in 2021. There you go. And they didn't do the Dusty in 2023. Sorry, dude.
No, you're good. Well, because I think that's when you still had NXT tag titles for the women, and you definitely don't have that anymore. But Boston's saying, can we not have two Dusty Cups? One is enough. Sounded like me with the Rumble argument here.
Again, I would say that the division, because of a lack of tag team division in NXT, probably not the best thing. And if you look at previous results, it was basically a singles mashup tournament, which was kind of fun.
Yeah, but if you were going to do it, you just have to throw in main roster talent. I think that might actually help with NXT, because
that'd be interesting.
It shows that the tag titles are going to go across all the brands.
Right. Yeah, maybe.
You get Chelsea Green and Piper Niven versus JC Jane and Thea Hale in a women's tag team match in this tournament.
Yep.
That's not a bad shout, and it helps Thea and JC get over.
Fair enough. As the match rolls on, Corbin hurt his hand on the pole. It is in a chokehold right now. Pause
on most of that.
Boston Gamer Equality says we need 3 Dusties. No, I'm not even going there, money.
Yeah, no.
Got Bron and Corbin for the win. Dale, good to see you if I haven't said it yet. How many Kaylee Rays are there? There's Kylie Ray and Kaylee Ray, who's now Alba Fire, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then the Kylie Ray's the one with the smiley face and potential upset situation.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you misspoke.
No, I said I even said it at the time. Yeah, you misheard.
Yeah. Oh,
CM Punk Cup.
My bad.
CM Punk Cup. Right. That's a tournament that only it's a backstage brawl tournament.
When you could actually have all the backstage fights on all the WWE games.
Yeah. Braun Breaker gets the tag, isn't on fire, and the crowd, the babyface response for Braun, which we haven't had in a hot minute.
What's up with his Pepto-Bismol leotard here with just numbers on it? I'm a little confused. TikTok. Oh, that man just belly to back suplex both men and then kip up.
Right.
As we get them cutting out the holy as this man's just hulking up was actually a pretty cool visual.
Right. What are they saying?
I have no idea. That looked like an actual legitimate football tackle. That wasn't.
It was. There it is. And it days. One of the most protected finishers still left in wrestling. It's over.
So interesting. As you see them actually starting to develop a relationship here. I like it.
The crowd's getting behind them.
They're gonna become the next kind of buddy. They're pricks, and we're not supposed to like them, but we kind of like them just because they get along.
And they're good when they do.
Right.
Steiner mass singlet. I love it. That's what it is.
Facts.
He's the running Pepto-Bismol calculator. Yeah, CM Punk backstage brawl tournament, the Punker Classic.
The Punk for all.
CM Punk ice cream bars would be cool beans. J Boy, this channel gets to 10K and I will get Wrestling for Life fucking ice cream bars. I promise. We get to 10K, I will go searching for our ice cream bars and send them to y'all.
He will sit there and, you know, exclusively, we'll get an exclusive rights dealership and start merchandising, you know, Wrestling for Life ice cream bars.
Right? I'll handcraft them if I have to.
He'll be the Hagen and the Das.
Pause. That sounds possible. We're going to the farm.
Save a horse, ride a cowgirl.
Fanlin looking like hello.
How you doing?
As we're gonna get Tiffany in the barn.
And the farmer in the dell. Took you a minute.
Who's the big wrestling looking motherfucker that's helping out?
I don't know. Well, he's probably just developmental.
Oh my God. Jessica Simpson phoned and wants her gimmick back.
Well, I was gonna say Paris Hilton, everybody, with even the fucking Aura, Legally Blonde, well, Renee Witherspoon.
Yeah.
Reese Witherspoon. I was thinking Renee Mox the Good for some reason. This is going to end up with them being a fucking tag team together. They're going to develop a goddamn friendship out of this.
Oh my God. 0 Day chant was the chant. Why is it? What? Is that their team name?
I was going to say, someone explain.
What did I miss?
Even Scott's, did I miss anything? Well, you missed a lot.
You missed quite a bit.
Right. But what did we miss with? Where did the 0 hour? Is that what they call like the spear and end of days? I don't know.
Right.
I don't speak ranch. I only speak, blue cheese.
I was gonna say. That's exactly what I was gonna say.
We had to explain what droppings meant, folks.
This is helping getting Henley over with me.
Oh, absolutely. Well, and I like I said, I like this, the whole thing. Like, but I foresee this. This is gonna be MJF and Adam Cole.
Yeah, maybe. As we got Bird Lady making her way to the ring. We are rolling along, folks. We are in another commercial break. I will remind everyone, I feel like we've been a little sporadic here tonight, but yeah, we're feeling the vibe, the energy. Thank you for being here. Make sure you click like, subscribe, click that little bell. We are back tomorrow. AEW Homecoming. We will be here on Thursday. We will be here on Friday. We will be here on Saturday. Saturday's a big night as we get the relaunch of TNA, Hard to Kill, plus New Japan Pro Wrestling, Battle in the Valley, 2 stacked cards, some of everyone's favorites. Like, if you can't find at least one person you like on these 2 cards, you probably don't like wrestling. So we will be here live. Saturday streams are always sensational, so do not miss out. But another commercial break, show rolling along, Nick.
Oh, absolutely. And has been a really good episode of NXT. It's been funny because we've been also focused on the whole Tony Khan Twitterverse as well. But this so far to me has been a good episode of NXT. Granted, we're towards, through the first hour here. So we'll see if they can hold up on the back end. But really good show so far.
And I give them credit. Like, you look at that Tiffany segment, instead of it being like this 15-minute or 10-minute long, where it gets boring, you get the little snippets, right? It was short and sweet. And then we'll come back later and do another short and sweet one. I like how they approach that. But speaking of short and sweet.
Absolutely. Yeah, speaking of short and sweet, So KJ is going to take a pause for the cause here as I'm in commercial break. Is that the Rattlesnake Ranch? Could you imagine if that's what really this ends up being? Is at the end we have, well, who owns this anyways? Stone Cold comes out, but no, I don't think it is. Tiffany can muck my stall any day. That's all the way possible, 100%. I don't think you should say that out loud. Has Chris just going after Fallon here? No, I think I like the dynamic between the two. It's clearly for anyone who's 90s and above for your birth date knows about The Simple Life with Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie. And that's a bit of 100% what they're playing into with this of Fallon's going to be, just the rich priss that's, never gotten dirty, never had to work, any bit of labor or day in her life. Alicia Silverstone from fucking Clueless, basically. And she's got to be out there, in the country. And I think it's going to 100% lead to them being women's tag team together. And it might help them jump to the main roster, respectfully, because I don't know if either jumps and goes straight for a world title, because they certainly, I don't think, would win it going out the gate. Like, you're not having Tiffany go over Rhea right now. You're not having Tiffany go over Io. So you get them to the main roster, and then you do that split-up, breakup angle. It's going to be a bit of what AW should have done with Tony Khan, or with Adam Cole and MJF. Sorry. The one time I wasn't intending to talk about Tony Khan, I slipped his name up. As, of course, we're back from commercial, and they're talking about how Money in the Bank this year is going to be in Toronto. So maybe KJ might end up being there. Maybe we'll have to see if we can get KJ with a media or a pass for the scrum there. You can actually ask the hard-hitting questions at the media scrum. Well, granted, it's a WWE scrum, so it actually acts professional. But yeah, so Money in the Bank will SmackDown, Money in the Bank, and then NXT Heatwave the next night will all be from Scotiabank in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Richard, I don't know why I click on you sometimes. As I've got Lyra Valkyria in the ring. Corey says AW has sold less than 3,000 tickets for their homecoming, and TK is worried about Jinder Mahal getting a title shot at Royal Rumble. What the fuck? Corey, we've been saying this so long so far. I feel like I'm already getting blue in the face about it here. But yeah, focus on your own in-house issues. People in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. And I almost still went into the whole Boondock Saints people and glass houses shouldn't sink ships. But yeah, focus in-house before you need to start trying to pot shot people. Baron Corbin and Bron Breakker. Yes, they did win. Is that your answer to? I still don't know the correlation between people chanting 0 hour at them. Unless that's their team name. So Lyra's announcing that we're going to have a battle royal. But when we get to the final four, a fatal four-way. So at Heatwave, I assume that's where she said it was taking place, as Lola Vice is coming out, and god damn, how you doing? She 100% is about to be the star of this fucking division. But Lola's mentioning how she's got the NXT breakout contract. It's not a briefcase contract at this point, but so I think Lyra just said that at Heatwave, no, it can't be at Heatwave. Whenever they're having it. Sorry, I missed when they're actually doing it, but they're doing a battle royal. And 20 women battle royal, and the final four of the 20 women battle royal becomes a fatal four-way, and the winner of that fatal four-way then takes on Lyra at Vengeance Day, I believe is what she said. If anyone wants to correct me on when this match is happening, I would greatly appreciate it. But I've got Lyra and Lola going at it right now. Oh, as Lyra fighting at Lola with, I'm not here to watch you shake your ass on Instagram, eh? She wants to fight Lola Vice, the cage fighter. Well, sweetheart, I think you're probably going to lose to Lola Vice. Okay, so she kind of admits that everyone wants that's a fan of Lola. But says everybody wants to see this match happen. Wasn't it just a week or so ago that Lola was coming out? Yeah, it was the last time she defended it, and she was coming out with the contract to cash in, and they like screwed it up. Lyra's not that great on the mic, respectfully. It was a guy in the crowd saying, I am. Wait, what? Lyra called out Lola. Well, I don't think she actually, no, she didn't call out Lola. Lola came out because she was talking about putting her title on the line. And she's even sitting there trying to say, oh, you're not the Latino Heat. Elektra Lopez is the Latino Heat. No. So Lyra says we're going to have this match right now, and then Elektra just jumps her before they even ref can get out here. As we got a shucky ducky quack quack from Booker. Oh, and Tatum Paxley comes to the rescue. Oh, we're setting up for a tag team match. That's what we're going to have is Spooky Goth Chicks versus Latino Heat. But hey, theoretically, we've had damn near almost 3 tag teams, women's NXT women's tag teams set up. As we were just talking about earlier about if they were going to do a women's Dusty, you've got Lola Vice and Elektra Lopez. You've got Tatum Paxley and Lyra Valkyria. You've got Tiffany and Fallon. There's 3 women's tag teams right there that you could have set up into a fucking tournament. You need maybe one. You could even say one more. Just Jakara Jackson and Lash Legend. There you go. As we've got Metaphor rewatching the breakup of Bar Rescue here. As good golly, Miss Molly, do I need some Jakara Jackson and some Lash Legend in my life? As Briggs is now confronting them as because we had Briggs going out No-Am for the Heritage Cup here. The return of Dragon Lee defends his North American Championship versus King KJ and Nick. Damien, what now? Who's a what now? When Lyra said, all you do is shake your arse on Instagram, it was a guy in the crowd saying, I am just so happy to catch it. My bad. No, fair enough. Well, you can have that. Why does Noam Dar have Keith Lee logo on his shirt? That I would have never known that, Chris. I was, like I said, very much looking at one Miss Jakara Jackson, and I'm sorry, Miss Jackson, and Lash Legend. But I'm in commercial break. God knows how many at this point. And again, they're showing me the advertisements for all the NFL legacy titles. And I'm tempted now, just on the offshoot whim of if the Bills actually win the Super Bowl, which I know we'll be here live covering the Super Bowl. But if they win, I will cry on stream. But speaking of us being here live covering anything and everything, folks, we are back at it like a jackrabbit tomorrow night for. Speaking of being back at it like a jackrabbit.
Speaking of Jack, no, I'm just kidding. I do something like a jackrabbit. Anyway,
I was about to say it all. But yeah, 100% we'll be back here tomorrow night for AEW Dynamite Homecoming. We got, since the Jacksonville Jaguars aren't in the playoffs, they managed to show up and, be the halftime game and everything. And we got the pep rally squad. That's what it is. Tony's just firing up the pep rally band here. That's what it is. How whenever you were at your school, anybody that was in any high school, I think. I don't know if it's just a US thing. Did you guys have homecoming games?
Yeah. I know what you're. Yeah.
Yeah, so where you'd have like the fucking head coach comes out and just cuts a fired up promo, and we will storm them on the beaches. Tony just does it on Twitter and just sounds like a dumbass.
You can do it.
Right. I believe in you, Hook. Fuck what they say about gender.
Yeah. No, for sure. I think he was bitter about the whole Fox taking a shot at. He was just like, they say one more thing, I'm gonna put them in their place.
You said cage match. That's my place.
How dare you?
Right.
But again, in all due respect to Tony Khan, and I know we're going back to that real quick. We're on a commercial break, but referencing, well, I check cage match. You make yourself look so dumb. Like 100 people vote on those matches. You're a company that's supposed to be appealing to millions, and you're looking at cage match. You're looking at Meltzer stars. Get the fuck out of here.
Well, you can still do that because trust me, as
keep it to yourself.
That's exactly what I was about to say. As us who has our own little small business, our own little small company and everything like that, 100%. You will go through every number as much as you can, anywhere, any analytic, anything. Just don't fucking say it out loud. Keep that shit in-house.
Yeah, we don't talk about, our analytics or, we went to here, we got this many thumbs up. We got this many. Like, that's our business. Show up and do the shows.
Yeah, if anything, we just praise all the support and love and everything that we get. We don't sit there and break down the fucking numbers or anything.
Tony would do a lot better if he just kept saying, like, I'm very grateful for the support. Play the underdog. Play the little engine that could. Play the little guy taking on the big empire.
But he is, because he's the victim all the fucking time.
Well, but that's where he puts it, like, we talked about it, at the media scrum of, when you start saying, like, oh, we're the best at this, we're the best at that, people start poking holes in those things. We're the safest company in all of wrestling. Well, there's like 6 other companies that are like, wait a minute, what did you say?
No, there's getting 6 other incidents that have happened at AEW that you can say you're not the goddamn safest. Weren't you fearing for your life, sir?
Right. Fun times. Jags suck. I can't listen. They fell apart. I don't get it, but hey, good job.
As I say, you don't have a horse in the race. You're busy worried about the Maple Leafs and everything.
And I'm not worried about them at all right now. They're doing all right.
You finally figured out your goddamn goalie situation.
Kinda. The 3rd string and the 4th string apparently was the answer.
I know. I was almost gonna Snagsman's earlier today, but
are you going after Hildebeest?
I don't have a need though.
Hildebeest probably going to get a W or 2 coming up. So,
I was
or Jones. Yeah, I had
that one. Yeah, I was almost going to snag him, but I'm like, I don't have a need.
That's it. I don't really have any needs in that pool right now.
Yeah. But I've got speaking of pools, I guess I got Dragon Lee and Lexus King with Ava Rain.
I have a question about this. So Ava Rain comes out and basically says, yeah, I'm kind of helping out. Paul Heyman told me to, help Shawn Michaels. If you were going to help the manager, maybe should, put on a
look professional.
Yeah. Like, is it too much? Like, maybe some business cash, maybe not your undergarments, maybe, I don't know. But Dragon Lee signing a match with King.
I won't lie. I'm not exactly opposed to it. I think her teeth are bigger. I think her teeth are bigger than her mouth, unfortunately. She's trying to have a closed mouth this whole time, but it's just not working. But we've got Dragon Lee signing a contract to face Lexus King for the North American Championship. So, Dragon Lee, it was nice while you had the belt.
Dear Tony Khan, I know Lexus King record is like 0-3 or 1-3, but it's okay. We're okay with this.
He signed a contract, just like how Abaddon had a number 1 contenders match as her first match back, and that makes it okay.
You booked your tag team champions into an 8-man match that was an absolute gong show on your pay-per-view, and you dare question anybody being anywhere. I don't care if the Bollywood Boys have a title shot next week. You got no right to say shit.
Bring them back.
Bring them back. They were
they're under contract by Tony. That's what it is. Boy, howdy. If you're the Bollywood Boys, are you like, Tony, just forget that I'm even here. Just let me keep collecting this paycheck.
Could you imagine being the Bollywood Boys who are kind of like most recently seen on Ring of Honor, AEW. You're hanging around the locker room and they're like, Tony fighting with our boy.
We gotta do something about this. Or they're just like, shh, he doesn't know we're not under contract. We'll show up on Monday.
Knowing Tony Khan, he'll try and slide them into a match.
You watch on Wednesday, Hook's gonna beat the shit out of the Bollywood boy.
Just in the back on the way to the title match.
100%. Or is the title match tomorrow?
No. We're just getting Joe tomorrow. The title match is.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, whenever they do
out.
Joe versus Hook, I think before then we'll get a 2-on-1 handicap match just to get Hook over, and he goes, just so happen to be over the Bollywood boys.
Right.
So we're getting Briggs versus Ora Mensa.
Yes. And I will say they're building up. Remember, Lola Vice won the Breakouts tournament. She has a contract. And now it's going to, kind of spiral into this tag match, which I'm okay with. I like this build. And eventually we're going to get, Lola versus Lyra for that belt. And go Lola.
I know you like Elektra's build. You missed all of your Latino heat out there on screen.
A little bit, yeah.
Oh, so that match is taking place tonight.
What match?
The North American Championship. Dragon Lee versus last week is taking place tonight.
There you go.
So we're getting the North American Championship on the line. We're getting the NXT tag titles on the line. And we got an hour left of the show.
Wait, Noam Dar does not have Keith Lee logo on his shirt. No.
I was, like I said, I was too busy looking at Miss Jakara Jackson. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. And Lash Legend out there body slamming Otis and everything. So my eyes were looking elsewhere.
So get your predictions in on this one, folks. Briggs, I'm taking Briggs. I don't know how we could take not Briggs on this one.
Fair enough. Yeah.
I hope Jinder gets a big giant now.
Push, I think, is the word he was missing.
You left out push, Keyshawn.
Right, you left out the most crucial word of that. Of he just gets a big giant, all of a sudden
they give him all
was up at his house. I don't know. Some guy said you should have a big giant.
See the new Digital Media Championship. It's the best looking of them all. Great design with a dual nickel and gold plates.
Silver and gold.
Mm-hmm. Good show so far, Eric Tate. I agree with you, sir. It's cooking, man. We're like past the hour mark. It's rolling. We're coming up to the hour mark.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen that title belt at all. I know Boston's all about, the belts. He's our belt guy.
Right.
That's why I was joking with the Burrow Lives.
What do you think about AEW Revolution almost sold out? Amazing. And you would expect it. It's in Greensboro. Flair's been announced to be there. It's Sting's final match. That was enough to sell this one out. That's good for business. That's good for Tony. That's the shit Tony should be tweeting about, not Jinder Mahal.
That's 100% though. You nailed it with that last statement though of it's Sting's last match. Yeah. I would hope for the sake of Sting and all the respect. Like I have my neighbor who lives, in the building next door to me and everything. Oh, big ass clothesline from Hal. Briggs with a 1, 2, 3. So Briggs picks up the win. But yeah, I have my neighbor who kind of knows that I do this and everything like that. And still, he'll just randomly ask me, like, is Sting still wrestling? Yup. Yeah. I was like, he's about to retire. He's like, holy yeah. That's the thing is, you have people that haven't watched wrestling in decades that still know Sting.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like, I mean, he's an icon for that reason. He's one of those staples. Like, people will ask about, is he still wrestling? Like the Undertaker and others, so like people just check in on, or when you bring up wrestling, like Stone Cold, you're like, yeah, Stone Cold. No, he doesn't wrestle anymore. Like, yeah, I mean, again, you should sell out in North Carolina. Sting's final match. I think it's great. I mean, it's good. I mean, I would argue that Sting's road to his final match hasn't felt the most special, being in an awkward eight-man tag match, taking on the workhorsemen. Give him special shit to do for 3 months.
Absolutely. And so because it's coming up next, and I was going to try and fit a pause in before this or whatever. So I'm going to say this real quick, and then if you're good, I'm going to take a pause because we're getting the family versus out of the mud. And shout out Bronco Nima because he actually shared, shouting out the channel and everything like that. But
does that mean we can't make fun of the tag team name anymore?
oh no, well they're good. They're talented. It's just their fucking name sucks.
The OTM should probably change.
Right. Well, since I forgot what we were talking about before, and speaking of changing, we're gonna change.
All right, Nick's gonna take a pause for the cause. We are on commercial break as well right now, folks. Get in that chat. Let us know what's on your mind. Let us know how you're feeling. Whether you want to talk about NXT, the show that's happening right now, or anything else going on in the wrestling world, we are all ears. I know Nick reminded you a couple minutes ago. Back tomorrow, we will be live at 7:45 to jump into AEW Homecoming. I'm looking forward to it. We'll see how it all plays out. Again, interesting booking. A lot of talk about AEW kind of being in a reset mode, which I think they need. I mean, if they can kind of get their shit together and get back on the tracks, great. But then all week long, we're here. We're here more than anybody else. We just do it on a different level. So we appreciate it. Scott, good to see you. I'm feeling full. Full of what? A lot of tag matches tonight. Absolutely. Again, I do feel like we will go through this with NXT, even with the other shows. They'll highlight the women, make it a very, women's heavy show, a tag heavy show. They do like to put emphasis on certain divisions at certain times. Smart. This is about AW's third reset. Yeah, facts. Maybe. You're not wrong. What do I say? The family for the win. Yeah, up next is the tag match, out of the mud, taking on the family. I got the family to win. Let me know who you're taking. Who do you predict will take the title tonight? Will the champions, the Goombas for the win, as I like to call them? I like it, Alexis. I know my buddy Nick doesn't love it, but solid match for Briggs. Briggs has got something, and now seeing Briggs and Jensen break up, Brooks and Dunn, as I like to call them, to actually break up, to me, helps Briggs a lot. We haven't seen a lot out of Jensen that makes me really believe in Jensen, but Briggs looks like he's got something. He's a big fella, using the clothesline from hell, solid. Yeah, it was a good match. And then now he's going to take on Noam Dar again, I imagine. Mr. Kennedy in the build. Interesting. Josh Briggs wins. Yes, he does. It may be time for a new design for the Wrestling for Life Championship. My guy. I'm all eyes and ears on that one. I like it, sir. I appreciate you. Dun, dun, dun. What? That's Nick's thing. He's not here right now. The family for the win. I am getting the WCW TV Championship next week. Eric Tate, that's pretty smooth, man. I like that a lot. That's cool. Take a picture, tag us, let us know. As we are back 2 weeks from Saturday. 2 weeks away, folks. Let me know if you're in the chat right now. Are you pumped for Rumble? Do you feel like 2 weeks away from Rumble, where we should be excited? There's more to come. There's more to dial in. But what we know of Royal Rumble right now, are you excited for the Royal Rumble? 2 weeks away, St. Petersburg. They are going to pack that place. This is my most anticipated Rumble in a while. But back to Tiffany Stratton, shoveling shit, literally. With help from the Golden Vampire, of all things. The problem with OTM is there's no backstory hint. If your parents got your shoes from an actual shoe store, then you are not out of the mud. Yeah, I think it was just kind of weird how it all kind of came together. Remember, Scripps was like this weird, I don't know, superhero-ish character. And then, he just joined these guys. The GTA vibe I'm okay with. But yeah, like they did a couple of vignettes that I didn't mind. And then it kind of got mashed together. I think they gotta iron this out, throughout the next little while here. All right. Buttercup. Tiffany's got to wash Buttercup. Big Nick out there right now going, I wish I was Buttercup. It's 51 degrees in New York today. You know, AJ, I'm Canadian. I have no idea what you're talking about because we make sense of our temperatures around here. Let me see. It's 51. Yeah, it's much colder here. It's like fucking 30 degrees Fahrenheit in our neck of the woods. Yeet. I like it, Juan. The Rumble, yes. The main event, no. Fair enough. I mean, listen, I was very critical of the booking of the main event. I didn't love that. I really wanted Randy Orton, Roman Reigns, make it compelling, make it interesting. The Fatal 4-Way, a little bit of a soft approach, if you will. The rumor is they didn't want Randy to take the L. I don't know. I mean, I get it, but I'm still looking forward to how that match all plays out. Again, we imagine Roman's going to retain, especially this close to Mania, but I hope it's a good match. And I hope that from that match, you get an AJ Styles versus LA Knight, or Randy versus LA, or Randy versus AJ. Something comes of it. That is my biggest hope. As here comes OTM. Royal Rumble is the best in the world. Facts. I love it. Tiffany pushing shit around. Facts. Our buddy Cole Roderick is getting the GCW World Championship match with Blake Christian January 13th. I wish him good luck. Yes, friend of the channel. And the man that actually made it possible for the Wrestling for Life Network to end up on Botchamania. So yeah, no, big shout out to Roderick, and if we can catch that, we will. Damien, I appreciate that. We've been following this man's career. He showed up. We'll see if we can get him back on for an interview in 2024 and say hi to him. 10 Celsius. 10 Celsius is nice. I like 10 Celsius. You give me between 10 and 20 Celsius. I'm good. Yeah, Nick's buddy Cole. As here comes the family. Everybody in the crowd with the hands going. Didn't Buttercup die in Half-Baked? My God, that is good. It was Buttercup. Was it Buttercup? Yeah, the diabetic horse. Fallon is irresponsible. I'll take your word. God, Dawn and family for the win. It's hard to bet against them. Again, they haven't had a lot of tag matches or a lot of title defenses, but we'll see. This one should be good, and I don't expect them to lose. Roman match, blackout. AJ taking the pin. I'm calling it now, KJ in the Fatal 4-Way. All right, we'll see you on the night of. That'll be very interesting. I actually think that LA Knight might take the pin. Eesh. I wonder who came up with the GTA style gimmick for OTM. I have no idea, Richard. I know they, as NXT talent, they bring ideas to the table and they try and work those gimmicks. Yeah, again, it might need to be a little bit refined. Again, maybe it's something a year from now where there's still OTM and we don't even talk about it. But at the end of the day, I don't love it, and for obvious reasons. Tony Khan having a meltdown on Twitter. VHS, we've been talking about it all night, buddy. But yeah, no, it's definitely been fun to watch. The Royal Rumble has always been my favorite wrestling event. Ladder matches and cage matches are cool, but the Rumble is my favorite. There's really nothing like the Rumble, even for the companies that do battle royals and they, try and kind of mimic what the Royal Rumble is. There's nothing quite like the Rumble for those moments. There's so many people involved. You don't know who's coming out next. That's why Nick and I are really hoping that they don't, don't overshare with us. Keep as much shit secret as possible. I got the family for the win. Who is the manager of the family? I don't know who she is. She just showed up. She is a beautiful woman with a very get the fuck away from me voice. There you go. Dale's with us. We're going to be here live for that one. It's going to be a marathon stream, guys. So we will be on early. We will be here for the pre-show. We will be here for the post-show. It's going to be a fun one. We can't wait. And Nick and I are going to do and Anthony are going to do a Rumble special coming up as well. Stay tuned for that. Me Too Dale. It always unveils new titles for the WWE shop. Right on. As we've kicked off this match, do you like the new titles, TNA, KJ, Nick? Yeah, I mean, I think it was the X Division title. I didn't quite understand some of the etch work in it, some of the symbols. I'm not sure why they, again, maybe I missed the purpose of it, but it kind of had, some PlayStation looking symbols on it. But overall, I think they've done well. I'm really curious to see how all, I haven't seen them all, but yeah, I thought the digital championship was real pretty. I like what they're doing here and they're making it special. Speaking of special,
I'm special. But yes. So to answer everyone's question, it is Adriana Rizzo, formerly known as Anna Kiefer. She was a track athlete and everything.
Okay.
Yeah, no, you're saying out here she has stay away from me voice. No, 100% to me.
Are you kidding?
I guess, yeah, to me, that's one of those of how you doing? 100%. You're giving her the good old paisan.
That's exactly. I it's funny because I almost got like that the Boston vibe, but it's actually the New York vibe of just that, like, you're like, oh man, hey girl, and she's like, what do you want? You're like, whoa,
exactly.
Whoa.
See, that's the thing is I'm from New York. That's what I know 27 chicks like her. 100%. So that's what I'm used to.
20 of them are cousins.
Wait, what?
And 20 of them are cousins.
I was like, wait, hold on. I ain't doing nothing with cousins. What is you trying to say over there?
I'm sorry I'm late. I came too late. It's so windy around here. I had Mary Poppins. That's funny. JV, never be sorry. You can always go watch back after, by all means. But yeah, Tony Khan all night long. Tony Khan's been on topic for sure, based on today's little temper tantrum.
Absolutely. But again, I still keep going back to, we don't have your typical cutaway for commercial segments anymore. It's very noticeable.
Very much. And they hired the gentleman from ESPN to be, part of their media production team, or head up the media production team. So that will help. That will help WWE moving forward.
Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun.
Right? We'll get some.
Is that a hint that they might be doing something with Disney? Because Disney owns ESPN.
Well, I mean, maybe not. I mean, he's no longer with ESPN, so
fair enough.
But again, somebody that gets it, right? Someone that's been there.
Bit of a reach, but they might be comfortable with it. I like this though. Adriana Rizzo versus Anthony Rizzo. Yes, as a New York Italian and as a Yankees fan, 100%, you get a star.
There you go. Nick likes it.
Absolutely. That 100%.
That's funny. What if Ryback is in the Royal Rumble? He won't be, so don't worry about it. We don't even have to speculate.
How fast can Amazon ship a defibrillator from New Hampshire to Toronto?
Right? No shit.
Right. If I dial 911, can I connect to your country, or do I have to dial like 711 or something?
It's the same here. Just dial 911 and then wait and see and hope for the best.
Just give me Canada. What's your emergency? Give me Canada.
I need Canada, please.
This is an international issue right now.
Another commercial break. Yeah, we're on another one as the tag match is continuing.
Who did you have? Who did most of the people have?
I think most everybody's going with the family. It's hard to bet against them at this point.
Absolutely, fair enough. Absolutely, and I really like the tag team that is out of the mud. The name is shit. No one ever thought maybe we should workshop this a little bit. Just nope, that's what you want to stick with. Okay. Interestingly enough, who I think they would be the perfect combination with is Swerve. If you put those two, piss off Reggie, sorry Scripps, sorry about your damn luck, in either company, respectfully, you put them with Swerve, and you don't have this weird kind of mogul embassy to where Brian Cage and the gang seem to be doing their own thing.
Yeah.
You have that as your faction. 100%, I think it works.
Yeah. I mean, that'd be very interesting. I mean, again, a lot of talk about Swerve and what he's doing with AEW and if WWE dropped the ball or not. So, yeah, if you had him in something like this instead of what he was in before and booked well, the man's a superstar. He can go wherever he wants and do whatever he wants. So, yeah, it could work, dude.
Absolutely. CX, I see your comment. I'm not going to click on it, but yes, if you want a good laugh, go to Anthony Bowen's Twitter. But I'll leave that at that. Corey's saying, damn it, I told y'all that Jericho hacked Tony's Twitter account after drinking 40s of OE English. And you put some respect on OE. That still probably tastes better than a little bit of the bubbly.
Yeah, absolutely. The fucking piss and bubbles. Like, Stifler over here. I can taste the bubbles.
Jesus.
I don't know why Triple H is trending. Maybe just because he's the head of WWE. I like creative. I don't know.
At this point, anything with this is gonna trend. Like that's the thing is no matter what you say, if you're saying anything about this right now, you're catching some shots. Like you are in the firing range.
Yeah, I think so many people pointing out that like basically Triple H is so much better and so much more professional. Like all the comments supporting Triple H and Jinder Mahal has got Triple H trending. So thank you, Tony Khan.
That's the thing is WWE never has to hire a PR team or anything because Tony does enough for them.
Right. People wondering if he's insane.
Oh, that was actually pretty fucking clever. This man just slid Stacks into Bronco here. Was gonna hit a Death Valley driver there, but gets all thrown into the turnbuckle.
Right.
Sir Nick, you bought flashbacks of Edward 40 Hands in MD 2020. I've never done the Mad Dog, but 100% I have played Charlie 40 Hands. Jinder Mahal might be Final Four Rumble. He might be going into Rumble or coming out of Rumble as world champ. Fuck is we talking about?
He might win the World Heavyweight Championship next Monday. Sorry, Seth. Get out of the way. Buster by Tony D.
That's how they get the belt to Punk. Is initially he doesn't go over Seth, he goes over Jinder.
Right.
Make it work, and then we have the rematch between Punk and Seth for the belt, and that's the challenger.
Yeah, we got it backwards. Oh man, it's crazy. Like the love and the support for Jinder Mahal has been awesome.
Well, is there an equivalent in AEW that if Triple H or Shawn Michaels or whatever just went on a fucking tirade, why they would, don't ask me, but if they just sat there and called out a random AEW talent and what the fuck's going on here, that you would get that reaction to where you instantly made them a baby face. Like you've instantly made them the biggest star.
No, I mean, it's a tough one, right? And I think what, again, small percentage. And what people can't forget is WWE's army is bigger than AEW's army. Whether you love or hate either company, the numbers are just not on your side. The fan base is bigger. 2 count on Tony.
I don't like saying, the armies are bigger. It's that I get what you're saying, but yeah.
But it's true. It's the facts, right? You're looking at, SmackDown putting in 2.4, Raw putting in 1.4. You got to add up the AEW fan base to get there. I mean, it's just a smaller fan base. It's a younger company. And I don't mean it as a derogatory thing. It's just the nature of the beast right now. But at the end of the day, yeah, could you imagine like if Triple H or HBK were to sit there and pick apart Tony's booking? Why'd you do this? Why'd you do that? It would be embarrassing because they'd be right.
Triple H, put out a tweet about Eddie Kingston, please. Just make that man a fucking star overnight. Just do what Tony did to Jinder to Eddie Kingston.
Yeah, and I mean, I think the fan base would come running. Like if a Triple H ever, which he wouldn't. But we've seen it before when like an Eric Bischoff or a Jim Cornette shit on one of the wrestlers. Speak of the devil.
Right.
Everybody, the fan base rallies around that person. Oh, stacks through the air.
Getting assisted hip tossed over the top rope onto the outside here.
2.99, Juan. I agree. The good match. I'll be honest. I know we're rambling all over the place, but
right.
Hell of a match. Oh.
1, 2. Oh. Everybody's down now, but I like Corey saying, I'll do you one better. OTM needs an OG for their gimmick. Get rid of scripts and bring in JTG. They're bringing it to you. They already are basically Crime Time 2.0. So
right? Not a bad idea. Can we bring back fucking the Godfather as their manager?
The whole train is going to pass in 2023? I think not, sir. I say nay to that.
I didn't say bring the hose. Just bring the pimp.
How do you bring a pimp and not the hose?
We bring the hard-hitting questions here. The rest of
right.
As RZA, whatever, gets involved here.
No, RZA's in the Wu-Tang Clan. That's Rizzo.
I just finished watching the American Saga season 3. Go check that out.
Hey, the family. But yeah,
is Rizzo the chick from fucking Greece?
Tell me more. Tell me more.
Why does Tony?
Then again, I also think of Rizzo the rat from the Muppets. So,
what does Tony T look like? The Mounties. I think it's the tank top and the red stripe on the pants.
Yeah, it's the red and black kind of get up here.
And still, your NXT Tag Team Champions, folks. Tony D and Stacks. What did you say, Andrea Rizzo? What?
Rizzo, yes.
All right, Bobby Digital. What is happening?
We've got NXT Anonymous. Oh, so this is the one that I saw everything going around to where it's like Mandy Rakowski there. How she's officially with NXT, which I thought we all knew, but I guess she's 100p member of Chase U.
Okay.
Well, she's obviously in class here.
So yeah, JC's trying to take over Chase U.
Well, she's just getting the gals together here. Chase U needs a sorority.
Oba Femi.
This looks like a grown man talking to a toddler right now.
I mean, dude,
with the height difference.
Oh yeah, and when he cashes in that contract, he may be your next NXT champion, man. That's a hard fucking. That'll be a hard one to not allow to happen.
Oh, absolutely. Even
everybody walking around with contracts under their arms.
Seriously.
You get a pen, you get a binder, you get a binder.
Everyone's just wait. I didn't know WWE catering was that, fucking had that big of a wait time here that everyone's gonna be walking around with fucking menus to catering here.
That could work without hose. Bring back the Godfather, right?
What is the Godfather without his hose?
Right. Well, I mean,
he's the good father. That's what he is. He's the good father.
Yeah, the Godfather without the hose is comma. the machine. Who is your favorite wrestler? Joseph. Who's Joseph?
Oh. So they teased Oba because he was asking, because Lexus came out and interrupted. And basically, you're dumb, you're stupid, da 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 da. And then Oba looks at his contract and says, is that match scheduled for the main event tonight? And yeah, just kind of looks back at his contract. So we might see Lexus King win and then proceed to get thrown from fucking pillar to post here.
By Oba. As Cora Jade coming out of the ring, her physical evolution continues as she's gone a little bit blonde, if anyone's paying attention.
What is she, a fucking Pokemon? Her physical evolution.
That's it. Well, that's what we've seen. She took some time off and,
enhance.
Pikachu.
Pikachu. Yes, we're about to get Cora Jade versus Gigi Dolin, as now I'm getting another commercial for shop WWE.com. But instead of shopping there, folks, you get the wrestling t-shirts you know you need in your life with our merch store right there. Shout out to the lovely bearded model right there to my left here. Your
As
left,
I always
or
say,
my left, probably your right. I don't know.
everybody needs a fist on their chest.
Pause the fuck on that.
Happy Tuesday, everybody.
Right. I'm fisting you. You're fisting me. What?
Lexus King is one of the worst gimmicks I've seen. I'm struggling to get behind Lexus King. I really am.
Do you not like Poison? Do you not like Van Halen? Do you not
I
like hair metal? It's Chris Jericho. Just he looks like a sex pest instead of just is a sex pest.
Would you argue that
Yes.
maybe because yeah, you would definitely, but he feels fake to me. Like it
'Cause
just
he-
comes, yeah, but it comes off. I don't know. I'm struggling with this. I'm with Boston.
Well, yeah, you can't make someone have a personality. You kind of just born with it. But
Right.
we can say for a fact that fucking beard is 100% fake. That's straight up spray paint, my guy. If he sweats too much in a match, I'm waiting for that shit to start running like Giuliani.
I was about to say like Giuliani's fucking in the ring. Dun, dun, dun. A drives up in aluminum and tells the ladies to stay in the car. Oh, okay. I lost you there for a second. You never see him.
You lost me all the way with that.
Yeah.
I don't know where we
I never got
started,
it back.
how we got there, why we were down that road. None of that.
Cora Jade. Oh, we got some approves. Cora Jade for the win. Not going to click that one. Cora Jade for the win. A lot of people. Yes, Big Nick. She's a Pokemon. She evolved. There you go. Confirming.
She's a Blastoise instead of a Squirtle now.
Pause. She became a squirrel.
No, you fucked that up.
No, I don't give a fuck. It sounds better. Oh, happy Friday. Are we there yet?
It's only Tuesday.
Son of a bitch. Dun dun dun.
Well, it reminds me of, I can't remember who did the joke. What fucking stand-up did it? Instead of TGI Fridays, I want to open a chain of restaurants that's called Shit It's Only Wednesday.
Yeah, that's I know who that is. Give me a second. But
There
yeah,
you
no,
go.
funny shit. I love hair metal, but Lexus King is not metal.
Oh, it's Carlin.
The beard is awful and he does not fit with him. Yeah, I mean, give it time. Again, we're seeing a lot. Like it's the same thing with Nikita Lyons. Of they're just almost too polished, almost too prepared, so they come off very fake. And you don't want to come off fake in wrestling, right? You know, it's the F word that you don't want to feel.
Yeah, you've only felt it with Cora Jade, Roxanne Perez.
I haven't felt it with Roxanne. Get the fuck out of here.
No, when she first got there,
I didn't feel that.
You've never had that moment to where they kind of feel like, all right, this is maybe a little too polished.
No. Not with Roxy, I'll save it. But the rest of them, yes.
Either way, I will say that I think NXT is a spot where at least you can buffer that shit out. If this was the main roster, then it'd be a much bigger issue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, absolutely. This is where they work some of this shit out. Oh, wait a minute.
Speaking of working shit out, it looks like Ridge needs to work some stuff out with Joe Coffey here.
Coffee looks like he's about to run up on a public place and flash a bunch of people.
That or like he just got fresh off the beaches from Normandy or something here with this fucking tactical jacket here.
But I'm okay with Ridge taking on Joe Coffey. That should be a good match.
Does he somehow end up with them?
Maybe. But that would be like the Wardlow thing, right? Of like you leave a faction to join a faction? Shit.
Yeah, but was Ridge Holland ever at a level that Wardlow was?
No.
Yeah.
And here comes Gigi.
Oh, Gigi, you're so fun. You're so fun. You blow my mind. Hey, Gigi.
I've been spoiled tonight as far as my faves go.
Yeah.
TK is at it again on Twitter. Bashe, everyone who's come into the chat is like, is anyone
Hey, did you hear?
Trust me, we have a finger on the pulse.
Right, like Jake, yes, we did. We talked actually earlier too about the two 8-man tag matches tomorrow night.
Hi, Jake. Yeah, no, I mean 2. Not 1, but 2. And did he not learn from World's End that 2 eight-man tags is probably a bad choice? Nope, we're going to run it back. Let's do it again. 16
100%.
people, 2 matches, all the people you can, shake a stick at. And there'll probably be even fucking people at the side of the ring and run-ins.
Facts. But so, who you got for this match?
This one's tough, bro.
I'm taking Gigi.
This one's tough,
Give
bro.
me Gigi. Gigi's my girl. I've been there this whole time. I got to stay with her.
Get the fuck. You can't steal Gigi from me, bro.
No, I got to stay with her is what I said.
Hijacking.
Hijacking?
I'll go Cora for just the sake of being difficult. But yeah,
I mean, I know you don't like Cora, but
she looked great tonight, too. Got Cora for the win. Ridge versus Steve Macklin. Yeah, I could see that. 2 big boys.
That actually, Ridge might do better in like an Impact or something.
Yeah.
Go take some time, get the fuck away from this shit. Because right now you've built up nothing but credibility as being the guy who hurts people. And that's not a good gimmick to try and dig out from underneath.
I don't think it's that dire. I mean, again, if you're actually paying attention, again, and they gave him that little spot last week to kind of rebuild the idea and the identity. Just get in the ring, do your thing.
What's his redeeming moment? He actually hits a move on somebody and they don't get hurt. He finishes a match and no one's hurt. Like,
well, you're gonna have to let him get in the ring, aren't you? Aren't you gonna have to let him fight Kofi or Coffee or any of them? Yeah, no, like I don't think anyone's hung up on again, he's had some bad luck. He really has. I think he's gonna get to fight Ilya at some point, but Ilya's not back yet.
He's had a little bit of bad luck, and then they doubled down with it with the fucking story.
Yeah, but Ilya's not back yet. So how much story is it?
Oh, right. You want to go there then?
Where is he? What's happening? We haven't got our title match yet. What's going on?
Speaking of what's happening, what the fuck is going on with Cora Jade's like evil like mohawk ponytail here?
She's slowly evolving into Mandy Rose. Like that's what this is.
She looks like a goddamn skunk with the blonde stripe going down the center here.
Next week she'll have a little more blonde. The next week after she'll have a little more blonde, and
Cruella de Vil.
By spring she'll be Mandy Rose Jr.
Why not just get Mandy Rose?
Right. Mark, welcome. Tony getting in an early Twitter meltdown. We really got to fucking add that. Like,
yeah, it's been X amount of days. It's been 0 days since a Tony Khan meltdown on Twitter.
Too funny, my guy. I mean, again, surprising, but I don't think it will be the last one. And again, a lot of people have surmised when Tony doesn't seem to be getting his way, it's when he kind of comes unraveled, becomes a little frazzled.
Oh, absolutely. 100%. Like I mentioned earlier, I've seen some people say if maybe then the Mercedes contract isn't going the way that deal's not going the way everybody thought it was. So now just fuck it, I'm mad. I got to tell everyone I'm mad about something here.
Yeah. Right. No, it's it. Or it's almost like again, if you ever have one of your friends really fuck up and you've been waiting all day to see him and you're going to give him shit, then he comes in blazing, goes on the offensive. And that's what Tony kind of does is like, shit's not going well. So I don't want to talk about the Jags. So I'm going to go pick a fight with Jinder Mahal. Like I want to distract. Like I'm going to go on the offensive because I'm eating shit in a lot of regards right now.
Yeah, but normally at least when somebody does something like that, they at least got a point to launch off of. This man just was like, fuck it. Who was mad about Hook and Samoa Joe? Nobody. Oh, you all hated it earlier. You were all saying it. I heard all of you say it.
I don't know if this is true, but I trust Damien because Damien's always pretty serious. So AEW hired Koshi Irby role as chief operating officer.
Kirby?
Oh, there's Cora with the win. I don't even like her. It made me cheer for her.
I was gonna say, you just did the like Jesse Ventura, like evil laugh there.
Right. But Gigi Dolin is flat as a pancake, which is hard to do with that lady.
Yeah, it's I don't get how they have managed to take somebody that was arguably, you would say, you're almost 1A to 1B with Mandy Rose in that faction to a bit, and managed to just take anything that gave her any bit of momentum and just nope.
I would argue they tried, and I put a lot of the onus on Gigi. They gave her vignettes. They let her be the baby face in the situation coming out of
But she
GC.
wasn't a baby face.
But they just haven't found the groove with her. But her personality hasn't come through in a lot of what she's done. Or Jade, as much as I hate to admit it, might be a little ahead of her on the ladder right now.
But Gigi's character works as not the baby face. That's entirely what it's built around. And so they just were like, nope, you're going to be the baby face. And we're going to just have her in this awkward, promo video and in front of some rundown house with somebody in the front row who's clearly not her brother and all of this shit. Like, it got so awkward and so cringe that
really, I don't think it happened enough to even I never had that. It was just this isn't good. We knew it wasn't good. And you're right. It's funny to listen to you say everything that has kind of been said, but I mean, Gigi's got to find a way to get herself over and stand out. And right now it's not working, and she takes another loss, an easy loss. When DDP first started, he had all sorts of stuff, eyeglasses and so on. It was Randy Savage that told him it was too much. So yeah, sometimes it's just too much. Yeah, and I do think that people forget, and I know it's tricky because NXT is on national television. It's a 2-hour show. I think it gets tricky at times to remember that this is young talent. It's developed talent. So yeah, Lexis King isn't quite there yet. Gigi's struggling to find her way. Nikita Lyons, we talked about, still trying to figure it out. So you are going to get some of that. And yeah, I think Lexis King right now, too much, trying too hard. And something's not working.
Yeah, but still at the same time, when you're watching, college football versus the NFL, they're still kids, quote unquote. Now, granted, you have 7-year seniors because of the transfer portal and shit, but there's still youngins that are still trying to figure out, what's what and, all of that. So it's a valid point to bring up if you feel that he's kind of doing too much. It's a little too polished. It's a little too on the nose. Versus it's too commercially versus there's no personality behind it. That's fair.
No, and again, a learning process. You give that college, you look at the national championship last night and literally Michigan pushing quarterback to, made him super uncomfortable all fucking night. And he will learn to get better at that. He will learn as he becomes a pro to develop that. And that's kind of where Lexis King is he's uncomfortable and hasn't really found how to deal with those uncomfortable moments and how to make them less uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable. I don't know. Speaking of people who don't know how to handle uncomfortable situations, Tony Khan.
Right, 2-2. Damien knows what the dirt sheets will say before they even say them. Damien's got it. The leader of the Hopium tribe.
He's the leak. He's the mole.
Right. Bama Beard. I feel like that's a name we haven't seen here in a hot minute. That was my first thought. Tony having a hissy fit is over or not signing Sasha. A lot of people said this. You just sit at home with a big bowl of candy and
certainly it might look like pixie sticks. I'll say that.
Right. Rest in peace, Toxic Attraction. Toxic Attraction died in 2023, Curtis, not to be picky.
Who the hell is you?
Is she going to be the answer to Rizzo?
100%. But she's fucking damn near tall as these guys are. Like Reggie,
I'm sure the heels. I'm sure those heels are
in this situation.
Yeah, show her feet for a second. We'll talk about it.
Wait, hold on.
She got a foot on Reggie.
I was gonna say, why you wanting to see feet, my guy?
Well, I'm just you were talking about how tall she was, right? But hey,
I don't give a shit.
Hank and Tank in the ring. Hook would be great for NXT, 100%. And I felt like I explained this many times on stream that I feel like Hook could and might. I think there's a good chance we get Hook on NXT at some point. I think it makes sense, and I think Taz would encourage it.
I don't know. He just tweeted out in response to this whole situation of just even to Jinder's tweet of just Hook. Who is Hook? Hook.
Hook.
Thanks
Hook
for that, Taz.
Hook is Hook.
Right. But
yeah,
maybe that's his way of, well, I don't want to piss anybody off, so I'll just play it straight down the line.
Yeah, I kind of think as his dad, just shut up, to be honest. Just shh. You don't need to get in this fight. You're his dad.
Yeah, but you do also work for your boss.
Yeah. But that's where I think if Hook's contract comes up and he has an opportunity to expand, I think Taz knows enough about the business that even if Hook isn't a lifer for WWE, but he can go to NXT, get some development, learn, grow, I think it would help him a lot.
Fair enough. But so who are you taking for this match, and who is the chat taking for this match?
I think it's going to be Frazier and Axiom.
I'll take, we got a big day at Home Depot. I'm taking Hank and Tank out here.
Fair enough. Oh. Got right Axiom, Frazier.
Axiom right now in there with Hank. Every time I still look at this man, I just like, what is Seth Rogen doing in the wrestling ring?
Shit. Hank and Tank. And the fact that they didn't they get to that conclusion real quick of Hank and Tank blew my mind of it's right there, folks. Get to it.
Yeah, I mean, it was right there. It was a low hanging fruit. So,
Richard, Miss Parker, LOL. I like Hank wore his old gear, LOL. Is it his old gear? I don't know.
No, well, I know one of them had the whole little Ryback-y RVD singlet thing. I'm trying to remember because Hank was part of trying to be basically a sense of part of the no quarter catch crew there with.
Mm-hmm.
Why am I blanking on his name? Gulak. There you go. Thank you. Sounds like a food dish. You can tell I might be getting hungry. Goulash and gulak.
Right. Okay. Some nice tandem offense from Hank and Tank here.
They actually have a team name. What do you call Frazier and Axiom? The Avengers or something?
Fucking dumb.
The Mosquito Squad.
A lot of people have made this comparison for sure. Heavy machinery.
Absolutely.
They're like heavy appliances.
I was trying to think of a better name for them. And
washer and dryer perfect. In the
house. That's their names. Yeah.
Right.
The tag name is Heavy Appliances.
Right.
Can we change it to the dryer.
Can we change it to the Maytag Men?
That facts. There we go. Sold it. Trademark it. Book it. Get the shirts made. Press them up.
There you go. Okay. AEW has hired former WWE creative director Keisha Irby to be the chief operating officer. Basically, he is the head of creative for AEW, except Tony Khan. And again, that's very interesting. I got to look more into this. But anytime you see former WWE and AEW, it makes me scratch my head because you don't want your head of creative being WWE creative. Aren't you supposed to be the anti-creative? No, WWE creative.
That is valid with that, but I think your main point there was, until Tony Khan. That's great. Yeah. You can have somebody fill that position.
Yeah.
But when the guy who owns the fucking company, the guy who signs your paycheck, decides he wants to be involved, guess what? He's going to be involved.
Yeah.
We saw it with Vince. That's the thing is
We saw it with Vince for decades.
We're wrestling fans from the bygone era. Just saw this for decades with Vince. So we're just warning you. And no one wants to fucking listen.
It's a pretty little name tag of but still not calling the shots for nothing. But Frazier on fire, a couple topes.
How many titles did Triple H have under Vince McMahon and wasn't calling shit? He got the most he got was he could call some shots on NXT, and that's where we got the black and gold. And then the second he had a cardiac event, Vince said, "You can have that. This is mine now."
He did not hit him. Well, we
did not. Well, that's why though. Every time, the first time you and Anthony and I were talking about the whole Tony Khan thing, because I think we all saw it at the same time. I just thought of, oh, hi, Mark.
Right. Oh. Yeah, exactly. Hi, Mark. But Nathan Frazier picks up the pin.
Hey, you didn't even try.
Yeah, I didn't go very
effort in, my guy. Your name's Tank. Fucking roll out.
Who's more authentic, Trick Williams or Seth Rollins? Interesting question. I mean, Trick seems pretty authentic. Seth seems like himself, which is nuts. I mean, some would argue maybe Seth is a little more theatrical, maybe
a little more gravitas.
All
right. So we've got one half of the semifinal setup. We've got the Superpowers. We've got the Power Rangers taking on Baron Corbin and Bron Breakker.
I'll take that.
Oh,
you know, fur had to be a bad choice, girl. Like everything, just stick to that shit.
Yeah, like just out here, just warm as shit, shoveling poo. Now I feel like, what was it? Billy Madison, he called the shit poo.
He called the shit poo. He was trained by Rollins. So yeah, Nathan Frazier was trained with Rollins or has trained with Rollins for sure. Boston, TK needs to keep his mouth shut and listen to the people who know what they're doing. If Paul Heyman ever leaves WWE, I'd love for him to fix AEW booking. Yeah, but he would not, like, it would never happen. They would not hire Paul Heyman. They wouldn't even, they talked early about Cornette working with them. The problem is, if you're just beating your head off the wall, there's no point.
If you don't see a problem, there's nothing to fix. That's the biggest thing in this, is the only people who see a problem are the ones that get labeled of, it gets more insulary of, oh, well, you just hate it. You just wanted to see it die. No, I want to sit there and still laugh at Tony having a meltdown, but guess what? I still want to enjoy his fucking show when I go and watch it. And I can laugh at him and tee-hee at him being an idiot on Twitter.
Yeah.
But when you can't do either of those, that's the problem. He won't listen to anyone beyond his fear, and it just gets narrower and narrower and narrower and narrower.
Yeah.
You gotta want to fix. You gotta want to change the change.
Tiffy stepped in the poo-poo. Adam!
He's doing the Sid Vicious. Goldberg, why me? Why?
Oh, that's funny as shit. What do you think?
Just randomly in a cold ass bucket of water of Fallon Henley. What?
Right. Yeah. So WWE hires ESPN alum Lee Fitting as head of media and production following Kevin Dunn's exit. So they have come up. They have come up with a replacement for Kevin Dunn. I don't know what to say. I mean, again, it is what it is. We'll see how he does.
WWE hires a guy who's worked with one of the biggest sports presentation companies in modern history. I would say, meanwhile, AEW is hiring a guy who's ex-WWE.
Yep.
But who's who in here? Who's who's the underdog?
Because now we're getting a package for SmackDown. And you know what? A lot of people gave a lot of praise to Nick Aldis and how he handled Friday night. A lot of people, a lot of critics,
You didn't
a
have
lot of
that
people
because I'm
online.
already annoyed because you're getting a video package. I'm getting because I live in the great state of New Hampshire, which we kick off all the fucking primary elections for everything in this country. Yeah. So I'm getting nothing but political ads right now. I'm not even getting an advertisement for SmackDown.
Right? WWE won't let Paul Heyman go. Paul Heyman doesn't want to go. That's the other part of it. Paul Heyman wants to be in an environment where he has a say, where he has input. You know, Paul Heyman leaning into an Adam Page saying, hey, man, I think you should do this. And Page going, listen, we're doing just fine without you. Thank you. It wouldn't work, right? Paul Heyman needs to be in an environment where he looks at talent and says, this is what we're going to do. And they go, yes, sir. That's what he's looking for.
The first step of fixing a problem is admitting you have a problem. And Tony Khan is the furthest thing from admitting you have a problem.
He may have several problems that he's avoiding admitting to.
Touche. I halfway just like this back-to-back, literally back-to-back comments of Chairs saying, this is awful, followed by Johnson saying, this is hilarious.
Hey, welcome. I thought
Yin
it was
and yang in mere seconds.
I thought it was good for what it was. I mean, it is exactly what we expected. It's why I was laughing at you last week when you were cheering Tiffany on. I'm like, nope, they're sending her to the farm.
Fair enough. I still got to rock with my girl, and I don't hate it. I like you said, it's what I anticipated. It's still entertaining. I'm still saying they're gonna end up as a tag team. I think tonight, I might have said this while you were on a pause. I think tonight you've had 3 women's tag teams set up. Yep. When we were talking earlier about a women's Dusty Classic here, you had Valkyria and Tatum Paxley. You've had Lola Vice and Elektra Lopez, and now you're setting up Fallon Henley and Tiffany Stratton.
Absolutely. No, I mean, we've seen this kind of evolve, and again, there are a few other options out there. They keep showing the backstage where there is, you even have Thea and JC. There's all these women that every time they go to the back to do a segment, there's 6, 7, 8, 9 women. There's a plethora of talent that they've untapped or have yet to tap. Pause.
Right. Brent saying Triple H special announcement on Thursday. No, that was last Thursday. That's where you got the announcement, and I'm still petitioning. If you're going to go there, you got to at least get a media pass. You got to be at the scrum.
They got to approve it.
Motherfucker, just barge your way in there.
Yeah, right. Just kick it.
I have a citizenship over here. Are you not entertained?
Yeah, it was silly. It was like the R-Truth stuff, right? It's the comic relief of the show. I liked it. It is what it is. It's going to lead to another match and the rivalry continue or friendship. Nick thinks maybe friendship.
Yes. Well, and to even honestly to put it on the R-Truth scale at this point, that should just be his goddamn Hall of Fame video when R-Truth goes in right now, because that moment from Monday Night Raw. I literally saw that like more than anything until Tony Khan decided to open his fucking account.
Right.
But that was just phenomenal. That was top to bottom comedic gold. Everybody's like, just put this man in the Hall of Fame right now. Just shut up and take my money. R-Truth was the most popular man until Tony Khan started talking about Jinder Mahal.
That would be the best if TK was to shoot at R-Truth. It would be the worst decision.
Oh my God.
It might end AEW.
Everyone wants to remember about how World War I started. It was just an innocuous fucking assassination attempt and everything. Tony Khan, go at fucking R-Truth. I wish a motherfucker would.
Oh, social gathering in the house.
Right. Speaking of, I wish a motherfucker would. I wish these motherfuckers would find a new gimmick.
As they're getting hyped to lose next week.
Or actually 100% at least a gimmick, because what is their gimmick outside of we're friends who dress in silk shirts?
Pretty much. quick question: Are y'all more excited for the men's Royal Rumble or the women's Royal Rumble? I would say, truthfully,
Men's.
the men's at this moment. Yeah,
Men's.
Punk, Cody. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who is this? Every segment, I'm like, who is this? Brit Active?
She looks like Thea Hale's like.
Yeah, I thought that's so funny.
I literally, for the longest time, was like, is that Thea Hale just with a rounder face?
Next week, Lawo versus Chase U and Social Gathering taking on Carmelo and Trick.
Yeah. And then, so it is next week. I was wondering when it was going to happen. I didn't have it announced, but I'm not going to try and rattle off all these people. But we're getting a NXT Women's Championship Battle Royal, or number one contender Battle Royal. So it's a 20-woman Battle Royal. The final four then turns into a fatal four-way match because when you have a gimmick, you need to put another gimmick on top of it.
No, I like when Battle Royals end with a match. I prefer it, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say that. I don't feel like that's a hat on a hat. I think that's a better way to end it.
Fair enough. Well,
Lexus King, speaking of hat on hats.
I was going to say, coming out here looking like Van Halen and, Michael Jackson at the same time. Yeah,
we're reviving the old Sunny gimmick.
Fucking Sergeant Pepper's coming out. Coming out here right now.
I can't with the entrance. See, I mean, I don't hate the entrance. I don't mind the sliding chair.
I want, if there's anyone that's good at video editing, and send it to us on Twitter, Instagram, or the Discord, of when Lexus King slides in. I just want in West Philadelphia, born and raised. That's all I think of with that giant fucking throne chair. Shooting some people up out of the school.
I'm with you, Boston, man. Even like everything he does, I just kind of.
Now, prediction early before Ding Ding: Dragon Lee, Lexus King, or Dark Horse. No pun intended or anything. Oba Femi leaves tonight as NXT North American champion.
Oh, Oba Femi. I'm not. I'm stick with Dragon Lee right now. Then again, he's not a permanent fixture.
I will take Oba Femi.
I
added him so I could take him.
All right.
Well, because we had that whole segment to where Lexus King was either causing some issues. It's either going to go Lexus King wins tonight and then Oba cashes in next week, or Oba cashes in this week, which I thought his match was for a NXT championship. So, like, why would you go a mid-card instead of world title?
Yeah, I don't like it, especially with Oba looking like such a force. I'd rather him kind of mess with one of the main guys.
But he's new, but she's still new, so.
Still. Lexus sucks. Chant it out in the crowd. Mick Foley should be R-Truth's manager for comic relief. Oh, my God.
I feel like that's too much of a good thing.
Yeah, it's a little sweet. It's a little sweet.
Yeah, that's called diabetes right there. He will rule you. Yes. Lexus King out here looking more Jimmy the King.
Who was Dragon Lee supposed to fight last week?
No, Dragon Lee was supposed to be.
In the six man.
Yeah.
Okay. I got Dragon
Lee was supposed to be there, and then he had the visa issue.
That's facts.
That's why everyone was thinking Andrade, which, by the way, on Friday, you said it in the group chat, or you or Anthony said it, to where Andrade's been pulled from the GCW appearance that he was scheduled for on Friday. So we might see Andrade El Idolo on Friday Night SmackDown.
Yeah, that was so I heard that this morning. Shout out to the Wrestling News for that one. But yeah, so a lot of the not a lot. I've seen a couple people on TikTok and Twitter and shit go, well, he has obligations. And you and I said it like a week ago of that shit moves. Like it's the WWE. They're giving you millions of dollars. You
Right.
don't have to go you're gonna risk that contract because you can get one more GCW show in. No offense to GCW. We love y'all.
Oh,
But yeah, so that show Andrade's appearance is gone. Oh, and
your man Bear Tar Heel out here, fucking randomly.
Bear Hill Malone back in the house.
Yeah, I think as he kind of halfway covered up for Lexus, very much fucking up that baseball slide on the outside. He got his leg caught up and then just kind of had to be like, oh, I meant to do that.
They went to commercial. The audio went to commercial. The video didn't.
See, I don't have that. I have GMC.
I have the match with no audio right now.
So let us know what's happening. Be the commentary that
Right?
my eyes can't see. Pretend I'm Stevie Wonder. Tell me what's happening right now.
Now it goes commercial. But like they figured their shit out. They got to commercial. There you go. Bear Country.
There we go.
Yeah. Bear Hill's still just hanging around. I don't even know if he works here.
Right.
Dragon Lee for the win. With Bobby being face again and Mello turning on Trick soon, turning heel, he might not work with Bobby anymore. Yeah, but they can tweak that on the way through, right? They can always make that change. One doesn't necessarily you don't necessarily jump from heel to heel. Like if they want it to work, they'll fold it in there.
Well, even then, NXT transition doesn't equal how you end up on the main roster.
Yeah, exactly.
You could attest to that with everything with Vince. And even then, Bobby still was supposed to be the heel. It's just one of those of everyone just kept cheering for him, and they're like, well, fuck it, they won't stop. So I guess we got to do it this way.
Yeah, now the you bring back Carrie and an AOP, it's clear who's who on this one now. So yeah, they're definitely babyface. So yeah, Carmelo, if he turns on Trick, yeah, you have that play out. And then if he is to join the Hurt Business, which we don't know if he will or not, they'll find a way to make him, friendly again.
Facts.
Lexus looks good in the ring too. Lexus is good in the ring too. Nice technical wrestling that seems to be a bit old school mixed with some modern touches. He has a ton of potential. I just don't see the character working. Yeah, I just think it needs refined for sure.
Should he just be Pillman Jr.?
Fair enough, but I think my perfect example, Nick, would be Tiffany. Well, I couldn't stomach how over the top her gimmick was, but when they kind of found like that rhythm, that pocket, now she's a champion. She's a star. It was, where's my daddy? And I got to call my daddy. Like it was stupid. You had to dial it back, right?
Right. But so I've seen people mention this, and we were here for both shows. Would you rather have the Griff Garrison that faced Adam Copeland or the Lexus King that you have on your screen right now?
I don't want Griff Garrison in any way, shape, or form.
Fair enough. I was going to say, if you're starting right now, that if you're starting a company, would you take not Pillman Jr. or Griff Garrison, stunt double Jungle Boy?
Yeah, I think I'm leaning Lexus because I think there's more there overall. I just don't think they've got to where they need them to be, but yeah, they're closer with Lexus.
Fair enough.
I think. I don't know.
Well, no, I saw a lot of people that are like they're just instantly just trying to put up the shield for anything, from a certain standpoint of, oh, well, Griff Garrison, he's way better. Imagine being WWE. You got the worst out of this entire group here. No, it's Griff Garrison. You still just kept him. You can hype up your prospect all you want. It doesn't make him good.
He's had one match in a year. He's the fucking undercard.
He's the Jinder Mahal of
it. Fuck, what are you, killer? Come on, Tony, help me understand. The guy went 12 minutes with Adam Copeland. Parquet. I think Lexus came in with a lot of promise, but his character has too many douchebag heel tendencies instead of smart heel like Christian. Oh, okay. Let the Bears pay the
Bears. That was nice. A little slingshot, like bottom turnbuckle Boot to the face there.
Oh,
Another
big drop kick.
Drop kick into the corner here. 1, 2. Two go. As we're going into extra innings here right now.
What time? Yeah, usually we go about 7, 8. So we'll see when this wraps up. KJ and Nick, do you see 8-man tag match TK announced for Cassidy and Edge and Dustin and Vance? Yeah, Jake, we saw that. We talked about it a little bit earlier, but I personally don't get it. I know Nick tried to give me an explanation, and even that I'm struggling to get. So, yeah, I don't love another 8-man tag, 2 of them in the same night, 2 of them last Saturday. It's a bit much.
Facts. Speaking of a bit much of Joe Wright, here bringing up what I was talking about earlier. Tony talks about competition. Tony doesn't say anything about Jericho. I find this very sus. Yep, just a little bit.
Well, it's like we said earlier. If you're going to take the swing, Nick, take the swing, but you better be sure.
Two go. Sorry.
But you got to be sure your shit. If you're standing in a glass house, you got to watch where you're chucking stones. Like, that's the problem, and that's the door that Tony Khan's opening up, and that's what Chris Jericho opened up. Shut your mouth. Shut up. And you're giving people a reason to chuck stones.
Exactly. Well, how fitting is it that they both open their mouths about situations, or I should say, not open their mouths, open their phones or their mobile device about a situation that didn't involve them in any sort of way. And right. I do mean any kind of way.
There it goes. Sorry. And still North American champion Dragon Lee with the win, folks.
Shit. So I'm double wrong then, because Oba's definitely not coming out.
It would be very surprising.
Be a heel turn. So we're only going 3 minutes over, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, maybe 5 with like replays and shit.
Oh, wait a minute. Oba!
Oh, almost cashing in. I could.
Oh, he's going to win. Right, you're going to backslide into this motherfucker. I think he's going to win it.
Let's go. Oba.
I don't like a mid-card cash-in, but Oba's going to win it.
Oba's about to.
Oh, never mind.
Came in like a
there you go, folks. Oba Femi cashing it in.
Damien so we've got another match. We've got Dragon Lee versus Oba Femi. We've got Pequeño Luchadoro taking on Oba Femi, who's going to toss this man from pillar to goddamn post.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we're about to get a new NA champion.
Y'all ever seen a mugging? You're about to see a mugging.
Oh my God, we just saw a chucking.
The chucking has commenced.
What if Lexus portrayed Jericho? He could actually in a biopic.
As long as Griff Garrison portrays Jungle Boy in a biopic.
Well, then he'll be part of that.
Just do the all-in brawl-out kind of story.
Yeah.
No way. And 1, 2 go.
Oh, wow. This is actually, I honestly feel like they should have just had Oba steamroll him if they were going to do this. Do you need 2 refs? Sometimes.
I don't know. It kind of validates him a little. Well, yeah, you would have been better off if he just shows up and just fucking dominates him.
Yeah, but
he just looks like a force of nature.
I mean, it wasn't that challenging. He just.
Yeah, 2, 3.
New
and next side.
There you go. Maybe a touch harder, but that was pretty close. That's us being picky. See, we're picky about all the companies.
Right.
Oba Femi, your new North American champion. And the lady right above Oba is not happy at all.
Just straight up, you fucking dragged me here for this shit face.
But I like Dragon Lee.
But Dragon Lee. But so think about it. Oba Femi debuts, dominates the NXT breakout tournament, and instantly the night after, essentially, is your NXT North American championship or champion. Sorry.
Yeah.
and was over with the crowd. Like they were cheering for him to win.
Yeah. Oba struggling to keep Dragon Lee strong. Oh, Oba's struggling. Yeah, but at this point, no, because Dragon Lee gets the out, Richard, of just having a match, right? So, and this big force of a man coming out, you don't really need to keep Lee that strong. But they did it well. I know I'm being a little picky, but by the time they got to the ending, I was kind of wrong. That was pretty good.
Oh, I was going to say that was fairly good. And like you said, Dragon Lee's still kind of a halfway part-timer when it comes to NXT. He's still involved with everything with the Lowo Civil War. So he's got some main roster business to attend to.
That's what this decision definitely lends to that, right? He has to get back to the main roster, get back on SmackDown, get back involved in the Lowo on Woe crime. So we'll see how that goes.
I need to get back to my own timeline. I've spent enough time over here.
That was a heel move. Yeah, I think in the but they'll be okay. It maybe as a heel. Oba can work as a heel.
Oh, absolutely. And then just on a completely side note, as I've got right now coming up after NXT, why am I opening with the Tuesday's gone and away? I'm like, how fitting at the end of NXT, just wrapping it up and everything. Yeah, I'm getting fucking Billy Madison.
Are you really? I flipped to it automatically came on after.
Yeah, no, I got him playing street hockey with his dad right now because I was like, because they said Adam Sandler. I'm like, which one is it?
I like this from Boston. That's what I've been. Where is it? No, that's not the right Boston one. There it is. Trips learn from Sean. Just do the cash in. Let's go.
Happy Gilmore. Sorry, I apologize. I'm being a bad Adam Sandler nerd.
Yeah, okay. Back to school. It's Happy Gilmore, Nick.
Yes.
When you said street hockey, I was like, okay.
Like I said, I had tried.
All right, there you go. There you go. Look, I love the chat. I'm glad I'm on Canadian TV. Mine went to old UFC coverage.
Face the pain.
That's what I'm talking about. My boy Oba Femi. Chris is happy about it. Folks, we will take a rating out of 10 on the show tonight. What you got? What you got? What you got? I wonder if Obi-Wan Kenobi, if Oba Femi will take the belt to SmackDown next week. Maybe. Highlight it, give him a match, show it off, use your development, brand and actually put shine on it on your main roster. I mean, that would something a successful, thriving company would do, right, Real? Maybe. Or
I just kind of wonder, I was like, why would you do that? Like, it's meant to be an NXT championship, and for the longest time, it's done the exact, it's been on more main roster television than NXT television. So maybe now that you have someone that's a homegrown, home-built talent, a new breakout talent, that you reestablish that belt as the belt to have almost.
Yeah, and I think I think part of the handoff is the fact that you're going to leave it in NXT, right? Like Dragon Lee's got some business to attend to, like you pointed out, so that then gives you that opportunity to make that transition. But yeah, I was being a bit of a smart ass when I said, yeah, just stick them up on the roster. Wakanda forever. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Got that one. Ratings. Happy. We're back to that. Fast rising.
Well, because he also mentioned it, said it on there. I was like, cool. I'm also hosting a show and talking and everything. So sorry if I missed 10 seconds of fucking.
Boston, you're hitting the nerve. Stop it. 7.
No, you can have that. I'm so happy either way. I'm happy that it's at least not the Gilmore Girls.
Happy. I'm so happy. 8 out of 10 from Eric Tate.
Hey, I noticed that whole time I didn't go on Twitter to say anything. Tony Khan, take a fucking note.
Right. Dragon Lee, a transitional champion. Absolutely. And remember, I don't believe what happened, but Dragon Lee wasn't really supposed to have that belt again. But he took it off Dom, and we knew he wasn't going to have it for long. He's up on the main roster, so we're good. Same movie.
It was because of Ray getting hurt.
Maybe that's part of it. Yeah, 8.5. 5 out of 10. Wow, John did not like NXT. I'm surprised with 5. John, I'm curious, what didn't you like? 7
Right.
out of 10 seems a little more fair. 8 out of 10, NXT, some quick matches, but Bron, Corbin, and the family out the mud matches carried the show. Yeah. Nudie Magazine Day. I like it. 8.5 out of 10 says Daniel. Or 8.5 says Kyle. 8 says Eric. Why did I call him Eric? AJ. Decent show,
Okay.
not a lot of filler, but lots of matches tonight. I felt like a bulk of tonight, Nick's, was spent in the ring.
Oh yeah, 100. Well, and what little kind of cutaway video segments, video packages, and everything that you got was entertaining, was relevant, was moved the story along, moved the show along.
Yeah.
What is your rating? I know we've gone through everybody's rating. What is yours?
I'll give it a 7.5.
I'm right there with you. That was literally if you were a fucking David Blade out there, you would have gotten me perfectly, because
There you go.
I had 7.5 in my head. To me, once the Nikita Lyons Blair Davenport match was the weakest thing, and then you follow that up with the kind of Lyra Valkyria promo package with Lola Vice, which wasn't that great, but ever since that, like, it was slow out the gate, and then it just caught momentum.
Yeah, and again, a lot of the things happen in the ring. Again, I think that Nikita and Blair was a little bit lackluster. Thought the tag matches were really good, and we got a lot of tag matches tonight. Yeah, I was pretty happy with a lot of what I got. So yeah, 7.5 seems fair. 0 out of 10. Nick doesn't know Happy Gilmore. 6 out of 10. 8.5.
I do know football teams there, Boston. How about them Patriots?
Happy Gilmore, you just made the list. 8 out of 10. Fun show, NXT highlights. A lot of wrestlers. I like that type of sports entertainment. And again, I got to give them the bonus mark, because I thought the ending. I didn't think that Dragon Lee would win and then have the cash in. So it worked out really well all around. And now we'll see if Lexus King can get the belt off Oba. Big old Oba. Oh.
No, I'm just chuckling now because we got Boston. I'm just messing it. I love you, bro. Yes, I know. It's not that serious. Like Tony Khan, again, take these notes. It's not that deep, bro.
Wrong answer, Bob.
And then in parentheses, me.
But yeah, Pat's we won't get into all that. Come on.
Yeah, no, I think we're heading towards the proverbial door here.
Yeah. Nick's like, so long, farewell.
I respectfully, I have to use a certain services.
And gentlemen, no, I won't do it any longer. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back tomorrow night for AEW Homecoming, and we're here all week long. Make sure, be a friend, tell a friend, drop this link anywhere you see people talking wrestling. And we thank you for being here tonight. Pretty good show from NXT, and we will keep you up to date as much as we can on the ongoing Tony saga. But on behalf of the entire channel, thank you for being here.
And if you're Tony Khan, you will tweet, or I will put you to tweet. But our shit is real. Our shit is raw. Our shit is all authentic. When you talk about the wrestling, you better put that for life with it. And I got to go hit another room with it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, see you on the flip side. Mister, help me. Bye.